The school is now approaching a crossroads, and we need your help in deciding just exactly which way we go.
You've really got the tale of two cities right here. You got the ramp coming in, so you can come in with your wheelchair here, and that's as far as you're going to go.
2 years ago, the school district established a facilities committee made up of parents, community members, and consultants. That committee developed a 3-phase plan for improving the facilities both outside and in. Phase 1 consisted of a complete inspection of all components of the facilities. Phase 2 consists of reviewing these findings and sharing them with you, the public at large, and that is the purpose of these videos. In Phase 3, the district will develop a plan of action to address these needs and solicit input from the community. With this plan, the district is working to secure the future for this community and this school, both for this generation and generations yet to come. USD 293 Quinter Public Schools has a long and storied history. The current elementary and high school buildings were constructed in 1923 and 1939 respectively. That is a lot of footsteps within these hallways and a wealth of memories. The current students of Quinter have continued the practice of high achievement that was established so long ago. In the 2021 school year, despite the ravages of a pandemic, Quinter students excelled across the board. Quinter saw its first 4th grade student qualify for the State Festival in Music. 19 junior high and high school students qualified for the District Festival, and 7 more qualified for state in music, band, and piano. And it was a Quinter Bulldog that sang the national anthem to open the state track meet last May. Despite its size, Quinter continues to provide a full curriculum that includes art, woods, and vocational agriculture. The FFA judging team placed 3rd in the region, and the school witnessed a National Student of the Week winner in art. And it was Quinter students that swept the league art show, with 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place finishes, not only at the high school division, but in junior high as well. Football, volleyball, cross country, and basketball produced 12 all-league performers, 2 all-district, and 3 honorable mention all-state, and 1 all-state athlete, while track sent 12 athletes to the state meet. Cross country sent both the boys and girls teams to state, with 3rd and 7th place finishes respectively. And last spring, Quinter seniors earned over $728,000 in scholarship money. Here at Quinter, we recognize effort and revel in the excellence that effort brings. Go Bulldogs. Quinter Elementary School was constructed in 1923. The current music room and cafeteria were added in 1953. And in 1965, a set of additional classrooms were added to the south end of the building. The final classrooms were added in 1985 to accommodate a growing student population. The tile floors and steam pipes for the heating system originally installed in 1923 are still in use today. That is how well she was built. Unfortunately, after 100 years, the problems are beginning to pile up. The school has flooded 3 times in the past 4 years due to old water lines deteriorating and breaking. Water now regularly seeps through the walls when it rains and into the building, causing interior walls to crack, chip, and peel. Tornado shelters, unfortunately, consist of ground floor hallways and rooms because dedicated storm shelters were never constructed. There is not a single aspect of the original building that is ADA compliant. Stairways extend into the hallway, stair rails are too low, and restrooms still utilize the original drain pipes from 1923. The original builders of this school should be proud. They built her extremely well. But after nearly 100 years of use, this flagship of the community is finally beginning to feel her age. The school now needs your help in deciding how we can ensure that the next 100 years are as successful as the last. Here at Quinter, the community has always taken great pride in the school's facilities, and rightly so. Quinter is one of the few 1A schools left that has 2 full-size gymnasiums, an auditorium, and an all-weather track. Phase 2 of the facilities review has determined a number of upgrades that need to occur if Quinter is going to continue to lead in Northwest Kansas. The parking lot is small, has inadequate lighting, and doesn't fully accommodate parking for all events. Cracks in the foundation and brickwork of the school widen just a bit more every year. Bleachers for the football and track are outdated and not ADA compliant. And the poles used for lighting on the field are over 70 years old. Every year, the ravages of weather deteriorate the track at an ever more rapid pace. Quinter is chosen annually to host a wide range of events. Those events bring visitors and dollars to this community. The school is now approaching a crossroads, and we need your help in deciding just exactly which way we go.
Gove Community Bible Church, located in Gove, Kansas, is a Jesus-driven community that is proud to support the Quinter Bulldogs. We offer worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to know more about our church, visit our website at www.govecbc.com or download our Faith Life app from the QR code. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Good luck, Bulldogs.
Hello, I'm Levi Gibbs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, Commercial Lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs.
Go Bulldogs!
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Smoky Hill Ag is your precision ag service dealer. They offer customized agronomy for your farm, providing precision fertilizer applications with custom chemical blends. Smoky Hill Ag will create recommendations specific to each farmer's needs. With local service and competitive prices over the past 15 years, Smoky Hill Ag provides local ownership, management, and employment with community involvement. Trust them for all of your customized agronomy needs. Smoky Hill Ag, a loyal supporter of Quinter High School.
Providing clients with the knowledge they deserve and the coverage they desire, Kendra Salyers Barnes with Farm Bureau Financial Services specializes in excellent customer service, integrity, and accountability. She has dedicated over 20 years to serving Northwest Kansas communities. For all your insurance and financial needs, call or stop by the offices to see Kendra at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Hoxie at 785-675-3661 or in Quinter 785-754-3641. Farm Bureau Financial Services, here to help you protect what matters most in life.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Good evening and welcome to the doghouse home of the Quinter Bulldogs. I'd like to welcome our guests tonight, the Hoxie Indians. Now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for Hoxie, a 5'9" freshman, number 2, Emily Baker. For Quinter, 5'6" freshman, number 5, Bryn Gillespie. For the Indians, a 5'5" sophomore, number 12, J.C. Kennedy. For the Columns, a 5'4" senior, number 10, Ava Gillespie. For Hoxie, a 5'5" junior, number 14, Tori Bader. For Quinter, a 5'6" sophomore, number 11, Kennedy Worth. For the Indians, 5'8" senior.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Quinter, Kansas, home of the Bulldogs. We've got a doubleheader of basketball action for you tonight. My name is David Pratt. I will be joined by Cale Hargett for tonight's call. It'll be a good one for you. It'll be the home Quinter Bulldogs taking on the Hoxie girls first in this matchup. The Quinter Bulldogs are 6-4, currently on a 2-game losing streak, while Hoxie is 7-5, coming off of a tight win over Trigo Community, Waukene Trigo area. Both teams second in their respective sub-states. But before we give you some more background on tonight's game, we will take you down to the court for the national anthem being performed by Quinter Elementary School 6th grader Madison Mintz. Back in Quinter again, that was Madison Mintz, Quinter Elementary School 6th grader, giving you the national anthem, daughter of Ed and Jamie Mintz. Congratulations to you two. A great performance by Madison right there as well. We got some basketball coming up for you. We mentioned it, Quinter Bulldogs, Hoxie Indians coming up. Right now, we've got the starting lineups for each team. First for the visitors, the Hoxie Indians, Emily Bainter, a 5'9" freshman, getting the start. Josie Kennedy, a 5'5" sophomore. Tori Bainter, a 5'5" junior. Haley Jacobs, a 5'8" senior. And Kinley Rogers, a 5'9" sophomore. Hoxie only with 2 seniors on their roster, a pretty youthful team. And in the white jerseys with the red trim and red numbers, it's the Bulldogs. With a foul on their opening possession, their starting 5 is going to be Bryn Gillespie, a 5'6" freshman. Ava Gillespie, a 5'4" senior. Kennedy Worth, a 5'6" sophomore. Kelsey Solinsky, a 5'8" sophomore, and Kashlyn Kwasniska, a 5'4" junior. She is the one shooting the free throws right now, and she sinks the first one. Nice little take right to the rim off the opening tip, and Cale, we might be in for a good one tonight against the with a Hoxie defense that likes to press, doesn't give up a lot of points per game, and a Quinter offense that can explode at any time.
And you already see they're going to press them as hopefully just trying to get them into a hurry-up mode and get off a quick shot. As you'll see, they're going to translate it right to the half-court. Defense will still be their 1-2-2 press, but Hoxie does get an easy layup there, as this one definitely will be close until the very end unless Quinter can really explode on offense or Hoxie can really push their defense into and translate it into offense.
It was Kenley Rogers for the Indians getting them on the board. Back knotted at 2 now. 40 seconds into this one. It's the Bulldogs looking to set something up in the half court. A pull-up 3. Ava Gillespie won't get that one to go, and it'll be Indian basketball.
As they will not press that time, just trying not to give up an easy basket down the field, or down the court, excuse me, as Bulldogs just need to settle down there. They don't really have the height, but they can, as you see, just stick their hands up and kind of hurry them.
Yeah, and a foul called there is opportunity for 2 defensive rebounds. The defense was good down low, had their arms up, didn't go into the contact, and just couldn't box out afterwards and get the rebound. We talked a little bit about the Hoxie roster's youth with only 2 seniors on it. They are coached by a former Hoxie basketball player himself, Easton Slipkey. Talked about some of the youth on his team tonight, showing it too. Has a freshman in the starting lineup, only 1 senior on the entire roster. And Hoxie girls are off to a 7-5 start with only 8 games left after this contest tonight.
As you'll see there, and no rush here. Just trying to kind of run the Bulldogs down, find an open basket, as there really is no rush at the start of the game. It can be low scoring, and I feel like this Hoxie team really knows that they don't care about how many points they have. They care about who's winning and who's not.
It's all about who gets the W in the column at the end of the night for the Indians, and the missed shot that time from Tori Boehner falls right into the hands of Haley Jacobs, and she gets 2 more, and Hoxie will have the lead with 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Bulldogs trying to set it up again here on offense. You just mentioned it, Kale. Hoxie took a lot of time right there, really wasn't concerned about how fast their offense was moving, but rather concerned about, you know, the execution of the offense. And right now, Coach Havlis going to take a 30-second timeout and gather the girls.
As definitely probably a wise move. You can see that they're playing man-to-man on them, and something I don't think the Bulldogs really expected from this team. I thought that in this game I would see a zone defense with maybe number 3 Kenley Rogers in the middle, but they're going to stick out in man-to-man, and it could be a pretty good tactic, or it could be a not so great one. As you've seen, the Bulldogs just need to calm themselves, and if they get in a rhythm, they're going to be hard to get out of.
Let's remind you tonight's contest brought to you by Kendra Barnes at Farm Bureau Financial Services, Man Farms, and GG&T Cattle Company. The Worth families are proud supporters of the Quinter Bulldogs. Speaking of the Worth families, Kennedy Worth puts up a shot right there, can't get it to go, and Bryn Gillespie will pull in the offensive rebound. Bulldogs with another opportunity to score here. Kennedy Worth drives, goes into the defense. It's going to be a blocking call, and she will shoot 2 free throws. A good look at the rim that time by Kennedy Worth.
And definitely something that you could tell she had on her mind as soon as she went to the basket. She was thinking about just getting a foul call, and you could really tell as soon as she got in that lane that she knew that she was getting it, but it was lucky that it is on the floor, as she would have been at the free throw line to possibly put in 1 or 2 points. But Hoxie does get the turnover. They'll go coast to coast with the and one.
Really good look that time, and we talked about it beforehand. Tori Boehner being a lefty with the ability to shoot the ball as well is very good, and she goes coast to coast right there. You see it on your screen. Here's the replay. Tori Boehner coast to coast through the defense and gets the old-fashioned three-point play attempt. Can't convert. Loose ball fought for and ultimately in Bulldog hands. Another blocking foul called. And it'll still be Bulldog basketball as they will try to mount back from this 4-point deficit they see early on here, Kale.
And something you'll see both teams already starting to creep up into foul trouble, as just about only 3 minutes in the game, and both teams, Hoxie with 3 and Quinter with 2 fouls, is something you got to watch out for there, as they're both definitely are playing to foul out the Stars. Is that one slapped out of bounds here. And another thing along this game, as when it comes down to the later stage, you'll see both crowds really come to back up their team, as this one goes a long ways back, a little old rivalry matchup here between the Bulldogs and Indians.
Excited to see some of that atmosphere as Ava Gillespie has her shot rejected in the corner, trying to pick the jumping lane right there, and it's Selinski finds the open jumper and hits the 3 to make it a 1-point deficit now for the Bulldogs.
And something they definitely needed, as they're going to try and set up a trap here in a press, but Hoxie gets through it. And just a little bit of a miscommunication there, as that one came pretty close there. A nice hustle play to put your body on the floor for the team, as Bulldogs need some points to kind of shift it into their momentum already with a 3. And you can tell Hoxie having none of it. They're going to jump the pass lane.
Got no shot there as the foul was on the floor by Ava Gillespie. And you mentioned jumping the passing lane right there, Kale, and watching some footage of Hoxie so far through the season, they're extremely good at jumping the passing lane. And you also mentioned the fact that they were in man defense instead of zone earlier. And they've gone back and forth 2 or 3 different times already this evening, as 2 shots no good for Hoxie right there, and it's going to be Quinter. Or no, the officials are going to point the other way, and it's going to be Hoxie basketball underneath their own basket. It's going to be Josie Kennedy. She'll be inbounding for the Indians, as Paige Bell will check into the game for the Bulldogs. Her first action of the night. Kennedy gets this one. Good pass down low into the hands of Tori Boehner, and an easy 2 for the junior.
And now you'll see Hoxie giving it right back to him. The press and the turnover back to a missed layup that will be rebounded and put back in, doubling Quinter's score here, 5-10, as up the middle, and Bulldogs will break the press here. Just need to settle it down here. No rush here. Another 3 just off the mark, and they'll pressure the ball for about a second or 2, but back off eventually, as Hoxie in no rush at all anymore, and really just looking for an easy basket. Deflected out of bounds, and it will go back with Quinter.
Talked about Josie Kennedy being the point guard of the team. You can tell right there that even as a sophomore, she's very comfortable with the basketball in her hands. And Quinter replies to the Hoxie press with a little bit of a press fake there. And we'll set it up in the half court now and see if they can get it going. And again, another steal for the Indians. Tori Boehner going coast to coast, blocked from behind. Kennedy Worth now with 2 blocks on back-to-back possessions.
And you gotta wonder, seeing just even a little bit glimpse of this first quarter really reminding me of an earlier game played in the Castle Rock Classic when this Quinter team took on Rollins County, and you gotta wonder, is this gonna be the high-paced action that you saw, just not at as such a high score as it was at, as already just 5-10 right now is kind of a little bit of drought in scoring for Quinter for a little while now, as they really have had a couple of turnovers, and they just need to settle it down, get it in, break the press, and just not rush a 3 or make a bad pass. Use a pump fake or something, and there you'll see a travel. And something you got to wonder if it was in the game plan. Don't turn it over, take care of the ball.
Ball security going to be key right here for the Bulldogs, going up against the press that Hoxie puts out almost every possession, as well as the fact that right now Bulldogs averaging 22 turnovers per game, and a number that you definitely want to see lower if you're Coach Havlis or if you're anybody that supports the Bulldogs. 22 turnovers is a lot in a contest, and right there, Bulldogs going to get it on offense and try to prevent another one of these early jumps in the passing lane by the Indians, as that one almost stolen there. Risky pass. Kennedy Worth goes against the defense, and she will be fouled on the shot. This time she'll shoot 2.
And definitely a good thing for the Bulldogs to maybe put some points on the board and pick up another easy foul, get 2 free chances at some points, and kind of regroup yourself, put yourself back in the press, and really just get a stop and then come back with it.
We talked about the Hoxie girls really forcing turnovers and getting steals every game with that press, but we've seen it many times before. The Bulldogs do the same thing. Kale, you just said it. They might want to set up in the press, but instead they'll get back on defense and they'll set up in the half court. Up top, it's going to be wide open for Josie Kennedy. She can't get it to go, and the rebound going to be for the Indians. Towards the basket, this one no good as well, and it's still fought for. Hoxie will get a third try at it. 4 tries, and Hoxie converts. It's 3 offensive rebounds for the Indians on that possession alone, and Haley Jacobs is going to be the one to finish it out.
And something definitely, if you're Coach Matt Havlis, you do not want to see, even though they're just a little bit taller, you can't really have that happening. You can't have 4 tries at a basket and you only get 1 try. It's going to turn out every single time as a basket for them and not for you most of the time.
Execution going to be huge for Matt Havlis tonight, as we saw it right there. An early shot in the possession and a good find right here by Hoxie. They're moving the ball around very efficiently. 3-pointer going to be good for the freshman Emily Boehner. She's got 5 now on the night, equaling the Bulldogs score on the board right now.
And a bad pass equals to a turnover, and Hoxie just going to settle it down, get up a shot just a bit off, offensive rebound, and a foul called.
There's a tough spot right there for Sage Betts as she went up for the rebound with one arm, and Emily Boehner came in out of nowhere, essentially took the rebound and basically just caught her arm at the same time, drew the foul. And see the first substitution for Hoxie going to be Willow Washington checking into the game.
As a stacked approach for the out-of-bounds play here. Get it in over the top, tipped away as nice tip on the ball from Ava Gillespie here as they're going to put themselves back into a zone defense. Open 3 is good again. And right now, I think the Bulldogs are kind of so rushed right now, down trailing 13, and that one will be behind half court. And right now, I feel like Coach Matt Havlis will take a timeout there, as he'll take a full timeout.
It's going to be his second one of the quarter. 52 seconds to play here in the first when we come back to Quinter. We'll be right back.
Gove Community Bible Church, located in Gove, Kansas, is a Jesus-driven community that is proud to support the Quinter Bulldogs. We offer worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to know more about our church, visit our website at www.govecbc.com or download our Faith Life app from the QR code. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Good luck, Bulldogs.
Back here in Quinter, and Hoxie has run away here in the first quarter. 18-5 the score already, and ball movement the key, as you see on that one right there, working in and out very nicely. Emily Boehner finishes with the 3, and this time Boehner going to work it around to her friend Josie Kennedy, and she'll get the 3 on that one right there. So really nice ball movement right now from the Indians, as well as inside-out movement, really proving to be successful against the Bulldogs right now, up by 13 already, less than a minute to go here in the first. And it's Indian basketball on their side of the floor. Emily Boehner had a good drive and give, but couldn't convert as Willow Washington was covered up. She gets an entry pass down low, won't get it to go. Tips a rebound around, and Emily Boehner grabs it and takes the foul on the jump shot. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And something you got to wonder, putting these Indians at the free throw line so much already just in the first quarter, you got to wonder, how many times can you do it before it just becomes 2 free buckets for them?
Boehner can't get that first one to go, and take a look here as there's a good feed down low to Washington, just couldn't get the shot to go. Good follow-up by Boehner to go at the rim that time, draw the foul, and get the shot at the 2 free throws. She'll go 1 for 2 in her trip. She's already got 6 points in this contest. 19-5 the score with 40 seconds left. Looks like Coach Matt Havlis might have drawn up a press break in that full timeout. And there's going to be a foul called against the Indians right there. And looked like Haley Jacobs might have just made a little bit of contact going up to catch the pass. She gets called for it on that one. It'll be Quinter basketball right there at the Quinter logo on the court.
And right now, something to look for already just in this first quarter, both teams with 5 fouls. And Kelsey Selensky will put it in to try and give these Bulldogs just a little bit of momentum coming into the last couple of seconds and maybe even get up another shot here, as Hoxie definitely looking to control the clock and make them have the last shot. Drive to the rim, just off. Offensive rebound, but Quinter will get it back. 6.6 seconds left on the clock. You gotta wonder, do you try to push it all the way down the court as quick as you can, as Kelsey Selensky will wait to can't put up a shot in the end of the first quarter with your score Hoxie 19, Quinter 7.
Hello, I'm Levi Gibbs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams, and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs.
Go Bulldogs!
Back in Quinter, it's 19-7. The visiting Indians out of Hoxie on top through the first 8 minutes of play. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Blue Stem Medical, Gove Community Bible Church, Blackwood Family Dentistry, and Family Market, your hometown grocer. Go Big Red. Kale, we talked about it a little bit at the break. You know, we talked about Ava Gillespie a little bit and how at the beginning of the year she was averaging around 22, 23 points per contest. That number down to 19 now. Now, 19 points per game, still an accomplishment, still a feature that you can hold under your belt and hold it highly, but a little bit less production we've seen from her recently. And Kale, you mentioned how that might be a little bit of the problem right now for the Bulldogs.
And something to think about, yeah, it's only a couple of points, but really it could be a huge difference as maybe a 3 in a crucial time in the game, like maybe a time in a close game late in the fourth quarter when you really need it to get your team going. And it really could make the difference between a win and a loss. As right now you see she's kind of in a drought at the three-point line, as another turnover for the Bulldogs. And another thing, they're turning the ball more over than usual, as they will force a turnover there, as push it down the court to Kelsey Selensky, a nice ball fake, and that's something they're going to have to use throughout the game, as Kennedy Worth with the 3 to make it a 9-point game, and something they need early in this first couple of minutes of the second quarter. Go on a quick run and just in and out, as something that you could feel was kind of rushed.
Little rush, like you said, Kale, but a good look nonetheless, and one that we've got to convert on. But Hoxie going to convert on their look on the other end. It's London Schlitz with an easy 2. And now the Bulldogs working against this press again, and they get away from the corners, so they avoid the trap. But now setting up in the half court has been still an issue for the Bulldogs to this point. It's Kennedy Worth, not afraid to shoot it anymore. She's got the touch, pulls the trigger, can't get it to go. Bryn Gillespie, offensive board, can't get that one to go either.
And this could be a really big drive for Hoxie to kind of kill this momentum that Quinter had going just a little while ago. And another offensive rebound gives them another try at it, and something you gotta limit if you are Quinter, as stopping it just a tiny bit in the second quarter could give Coach Matt Havlish just a little while longer to talk about it. But the 3 hit by Kinley Rogers to make it a 14-point game now, and you can see that they're really not trying to invite that trap and then kick it out.
And it's scary sight right now for Coach Havlish and for anybody in white and red instead of red and white currently, because Hoxie not only converting and executing on offense, but they are hitting all the shots. Anything that they've looking at this point you can almost consider it to go down before it even comes out of their hand. It's 24-10, Indians on top. Kennedy Worth driving in the lane, lost control, grabbed it again herself, and Kinley Rogers helps down and blocks Bryn Gillespie underneath the basket.
And something you got to watch out for, just be aware of your surroundings and where everyone is at. Is that could go a long ways, not only for passing the ball, but also when you're going up for a layup, knowing where people are, as maybe just kind of pump faking it to get them in the air, go up with it, trying to draw some contact or get them past you to get an easy layup. As right now the Bulldogs, I don't feel like they have to be in a rush, just need to get a clean bucket and go on a little bit of a run again, as another 3 shot and off the mark, but defensive rebound. And something to watch out for, some Hoxie players already starting to get in a little bit of foul trouble, as I think it was 2 Hoxie Indians already with 2 fouls.
Team with 6 personal fouls right now, so the Bulldogs in the bonus for the remainder of the 5:15 we have to play here in the first half, and that might be crucial as we get into the later part of the first half. If the Indians can't stop their foul trouble, and we talk about foul trouble, Quinter picks up a foul right there. It's Bryn Gillespie, and it will send Tori Boehner to the line to shoot 2.
Bryn Gillespie with 3 fouls right now, and that is huge for the Bulldogs. Taking out one of your tallest players is something Coach Matt Havlis definitely did not want to do.
Yeah, didn't want to do it at all in a contest like this, Cale, but let alone only 11 minutes of game time into the contest, having to take her out of the game is huge for the Bulldogs right now. And Tori Boehner is going to look to go 1 for 2. She can't convert on that one. With that missed free throw, she moves to 0 for 3 at the line for the night. But 2 trips there already midway through the second. Is the loose ball going to end up in the hands of the Bulldogs after the held ball? Again, working to break this press. Solinsky looking across the timeline. It's Kwasniewska. Cabry and Cashlin both in the game right now for the Bulldogs. Almost stolen. Bulldogs have an opportunity here to convert. And Josie Kennedy just really sneaking in every pass lane right now and getting her hand near or on every pass imaginable. As Cabry Kwasniewska kicks it to the corner to Cashlin. She can't hit it. Ava Gillespie, offensive rebound and 2 points. And Cale, that might be just what Ava needed to get her going, just to see one fall.
And that's definitely huge. As you could tell, you could see her eyes light up as soon as you saw that rebound. I watched it. I saw it was going back to that side, and I looked at Ava, and she had looking at her eyes that she was going for it. And another foul call on the Indians, which will send the Bulldogs to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
And this could be exactly what the Bulldogs needed to get back into this game, as they might be able to get 1 or 2 back here, not taking any time off the clock while doing so. And you mentioned some foul trouble, Cale. That's two Indians with 2 fouls, and that just made it the 3rd one there. And the 3rd one was Kenley Rogers, one of the starters, with 2 fouls early on here in the first half.
And that definitely is a huge thing. One of your best post players and players down low that you can necessarily won't be the same without, and so you definitely got to watch out and can't keep fouling with her, as the Bulldogs will foul. And so both teams now with 7 fouls. I feel like something Coach Matt Havlis is kind of used to by now is a lot of foul trouble in a lot of these games for the Bulldogs. Is this time it is only Cabry Kwasniewska's first foul of the game.
It's Haley Jacobs at the line. She sinks her first one. This is her first trip. We'll take another look at it. Good post move to go right to the rim. Couldn't get the first one to convert. Gets her rebound and gets fouled. Only able to hit 1 on that trip. Josie Kennedy fights for the rebound, rips it out of the hands of Cabry Kwasniewska, and it's Indian basketball again, and just much more aggressive offensively right now is Hoxie than the Bulldogs are, and executing as well. And that shot blocked down low. Josie Kennedy thought she might have gotten a foul. Bulldogs the other way now, trying to get across half court before the Indians can set up the press. Now they're set up in their 1-2-2 zone.
And another thing the Bulldogs are doing really nicely is swinging the ball from side to side, as it's really helping the Indians over-jump the passes. As you can see, number 2, Emily Bainter, crosses right over in between 2 Bulldogs to break the press herself.
Down low again, it's Haley Jacobs. She steps up and underneath the defense. What a move by Haley Jacobs, the senior, the lone senior in the starting 5, to get 2 more.
tipped out. Kind of see the Bulldogs just trying to rotate it around, and Kelsey Solinsky in the short corner for 2 is good. Back to a 13-point deficit for the Bulldogs. As gotta wonder, maybe draw some contact, go to the line and sink a couple more to make it a little bit closer before halftime. And another turnover for the Indians with 2:29 left in your second quarter. Timeout called.
Yep, Easton Slipke will call a timeout for Hoxie. It's a full one, 2:29 left to go in the first half. It's 27-14, Hoxie on top when we come back.
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Back in the doghouse, a reminder again, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Kansas Land Bank, Kaiser Angus, Gove County Medical Center, and Solinsky Land and Cattle Company, wishing the Bulldogs good luck during the 2021-2022 school year. It's 27-14 right now. Hoxie on top here in Quinter, in the doghouse, and Easton Slipke's got the Hoxie girls ready to go in this one tonight. Kale, they came out from the get-go on the opponent's floor. You mentioned it, a rival's floor, and they came out hot from the beginning.
And you can definitely tell, having a young coach, he definitely has been through the rivalry. Is just leaving the NWKL just a couple of years ago, definitely played through that, as a nice bucket from Kennedy Worth makes it just an 11-point game now, and that one will be called a foul 10 out of 10 times there. Is a great call there, as something most people think I could have made that call. Please contact Quinter High School, as a drought in Kansas for officials.
You said it best, Kale. A lot of people like to be the at-home officials who watch and say what you just said. I could have made that call, and I agree with you, Kale. If you think you can, go ahead. Come on down to Quinter, or any school in the Acacia for that matter, to get a hold of somebody and become an official here in the state, so that we have some more officials, get some numbers up, and hopefully you can make that call when the time comes. We're down to 1:50 in the first half. It's 27-16, Hoxie on top. Good drive by Josie Kennedy, took some contact, wanted a foul on the shot, and a good save by Emily Bainter. She'll get it back underneath, good defense, and they'll have to kick it back out and reset with 1.5 minutes. So 20 seconds there just to reset the offense. So good job from the Bulldog defense, and ultimately ends up in a turnover and goes back to the girls in white.
And something to watch out for if you are Quinter. Say in the last minute you score, do you press them and try to swipe at the ball just to try and get another quick basket, or do you kind of play off and be patient with it and say get the ball back with 15 seconds left?
See what they do here. We got 1:15, not quite under that minute mark yet. Ava Gillespie goes across the wing. Good ball movement to beat the zone. Sage Betts' short corner jump shot won't go. Solinsky went out of bounds fighting for it, and she couldn't bring it back in. So Hoxie will take possession again. 1:08, up by 11. And you were right, Kale, the Bulldogs do come out in a press, but the Indians are able to break it and get across the timeline. Haley Jacobs couldn't decide whether or not she wanted to pass that ball, and she lost it out of bounds. So coming off of the press, Quinter forces a turnover, and it will be their basketball, under 1 minute to go now.
And another thing to look out for here, do you try and hustle as quick as you can, or do you just try to control the clock as much as you can and give it back to Hoxie, hoping that they try to drain it and miss a last-second shot give them the ball with 20, 30 seconds left? As I think the Bulldogs kind of know that they have to take more time off than them, as Kennedy Worth just wants to get points on the board, as Hoxie will get it back with just about 35 seconds left now, as they'll take about 5 seconds to bring it up the court here, and picked up and They tried the trap, but a foul call on number 2, Sage Betts, will be the 9th team foul, her 3rd foul of the game. So 2 Bulldogs already in foul trouble in just the second quarter alone.
Yeah, 3 fouls is a little much for the first half. Going to be tough to work those 2 in during the second half and avoid or try to keep them away from that 4th or even 5th foul if it comes to it. Emily Boehner, the free throw shooter, she cannot get that one to go. And Cabri Kwasniewska takes the rebound, but she travels as soon as she turns, and it's going to be Hoxie ball again. 25 seconds now. Kale, you've asked this question, but I'm interested now to know if Hoxie is going to take their time on this possession and waste these 25 seconds, or if they just want a shot up. Emily Boehner says, we want a shot up. It's offensive rebounded by the Indians, poked back out, and it's going to be a foul against Emily Boehner, and it's free throws for the Bulldogs with 19 seconds.
And if you are the Indians, that definitely isn't the worst thing ever. Even though it's a foul, it kind of gives you, in a way, the ball back if you can get this rebound, or even if they make both of them here, as they will get the rebound. So see, they just get the ball back with 20 seconds left and kind of chew up 5 seconds there, as they'll waste the time down to about the
blocked by Worth, and she turns around. We're going to get a foul called by the mid-court official before the held ball call, so it's 2 more free throws for the Bulldogs. And you just mentioned we were just in this situation. Stop the clock and a possibility for Hoxie to get another shot with 3 seconds, but Kennedy Worth going to try to add on to her 7-point total here with a 1-and-1 situation. She knocks down the first.
Another thing to think about, maybe it wasn't so smart, is Emily Boehner picks up 2 kind of cheap foul calls there, as the Bulldogs kind of were asking for them. But in a sense, if you are Hoxie, you don't really want that. So they're going to pressure the ball with just 3 seconds left, not let them get a shot up, and it is missed.
So after the first half, it's been a solid one. The second quarter was really good for the hometown Bulldogs. Hoxie jumped out early in the first. It's 27-20. Indians on top of the Bulldogs here in the doghouse. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a few to talk about the first half scoring, preview our second half. This is Bulldog Basketball, brought to you by Tiger Media Network.
Zelensky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Zelenskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Zelensky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Smoky Hill Ag is your precision ag service dealer. They offer customized agronomy for your farm, providing precision fertilizer applications with custom chemical blends. Smoky Hill Ag will create recommendations specific to each farmer's needs. With local service and competitive prices over the past 15 years, Smoky Hill Ag provides local ownership, management, and employment with community involvement. Trust them for all of your customized agronomy needs. Smoky Hill Ag, a loyal supporter of Quinter High School.
Providing clients with the knowledge they deserve and the coverage they desire, Kendra Salyers Barnes with Farm Bureau Financial Services specializes in excellent customer service, integrity, and accountability. She has dedicated over 20 years to serving Northwest Kansas communities. For all your insurance and financial needs, call or stop by the offices to see Kendra at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Hoxie at 785-675-3661 or in Quinter 785-754-3641. Farm Bureau Financial Services, here to help you protect what matters most in life.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop, just north of I-70 in Quinter, has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog athletics.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
It is halftime here in the Doghouse. It is Hoxie 27, Quinter 20. It's been all Hoxie since the tip of this one, but more specifically, Haley Jacobs for the Indians has been on top of her game since she walked in the gym tonight. She's got 7 points here in the first half. One of the only 2 seniors on the roster has done it all. You saw it right there. The first replay was her with a really nice up and under move. Some experience you see there. She flashes to the basket, gets 2. Really all-around performance. She's been able to do it from the outside, working inside. There's that up and under, finishing with the left. Haley Jacobs with 7. Behind her for the Indians, Kinley Rogers has 5. Emily Boehner has 6. Tori Boehner has 4. Josie Kennedy has 3. And London Schultz has 2. And for Quinter, they mounted a little bit of a comeback there in the second quarter. Were able to chop their deficit from 13 down to 7, but thanks to the help of sophomore Kennedy Worth, number 11 in white, has been doing her thing in the second quarter as well. She finished that first half with 8 points on the board. Behind her, it was Kelsey Solinsky that had 4. It was Kashlyn Kwasnisko with a pair of free throws to make 2. Ava Gillespie had 2, but you see there, Kennedy Worth has been open from 3. She's knocked down some jumpers. She's drive to the lane, and you'll see it here. You knock down the first 3, drives to the lane through some contact there, finishes for 2 more, and flashing at that high post area is where she's had success. She can turn and shoot from the free throw line just like that, or she can take it to the rim like you saw before that one. 27-20, Hoxie on top. 3.5 minutes before we come back for the second half of play. We'll have a good second half coming at you. Kale not here, getting some nachos, so we'll let him take a break, have him give a little bit of a recap for you when we come back for the second half. Again, Indians on top here in the Doghouse, 27-20. We will see you in a few.
Gove Community Bible Church, located in Gove, Kansas, is a Jesus-driven community that is proud to support the Quinter Bulldogs. We offer worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to know more about our church, visit our website at www.govecbc.com or download our Faith Life app from the QR code. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Good luck, Bulldogs.
Hello, I'm Levi Getz, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs.
Go Bulldogs!
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
And we're back in Quinter. We've got our man Cale Hargett alongside here. Cale, we talked a little bit about the first half, went through some of the scoring numbers, but in the second half, talk about some of the little things outside of the stat sheet that the Bulldogs can do to get back into this one. And followed by that, talk about what the Indians need to keep doing to come out of Quinter with a win.
So I feel like the main thing for Quinter is definitely just keep feeding it to who is scoring. I feel like there isn't really a reason to give somebody who's been missing threes to let them shoot another three. Give it to, say, Kennedy or Kelsey that's down in the post, who's had a pretty nice night tonight and has scored a lot of points. And on the contrary, Hoxie, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, sometimes 4 offensive rebounds a play, that's more than enough that you need to just keep scoring. But I feel like down the road it's going to get pretty close, so got to keep it up, make sure you're scoring, and play some good defense, because your defense definitely turns into offense later.
As we get the second half of play under action, let's remind you tonight's broadcast brought to you by Smoky Hill Ag, Gove County Medical Center, Quinter Pit Stop, and Equity Bank. Hoxie can't get one to go on their first shot of the second half, but Kenley Rogers, who had a few fouls in the first half, fights for an offensive rebound, gets it, but travels ultimately, and Quinter with the possession here and an opportunity to find their way back into this game if they can put something together on offense to start the second half.
That definitely will be a huge thing. You can tell that they're really in no rush here, and I don't think that they should be either, as just find an open basket there as Cashlyn Klosniska just off the mark from 3 and down on the floor for the ball, and it's a nice job to put your body on the line for the team and get a jump ball and keep your possession, as that could be huge to just give the Bulldogs one extra try for a 3 or a 2, as we'll skip it to the far side here for Kelsey Solinsky. Ava Gillespie into the lane. Kennedy Worth thought about the 3, one in the lane and just missed it, as Hoxie with the rebound now.
Yeah, you talked about it, Cale, about feeding the hot hand, and you could tell coming out of the inbound right there, they wanted the ball in Worth's hands, and she tried. And Haley Jacobs, again, we saw it in the first half, and she has that move perfected, Cale, the up and under to finish with the left. Great move by the senior.
And something that they're going to have to watch out for, and you could tell maybe a premature pickup from Kelsey Solinsky, but a hold on Hoxie. And
we saw 19 personal fouls between the two teams in the first half, Cale, and obviously something that you head into the locker room wanting to talk about, wanting to clean up just a little bit, and we'll see if the players can get this one cleaned up and if they can keep fighting in this one. But Ava Gillespie can't get that shot to go, so it'll go back into the hands of Quinter. Hoxie got 2 on their last possession from Haley Jacobs, the nice up and under move, and the Bulldogs looking to prevent that here, setting up in the full court press.
And another thing to look out for, that was number 2, Emily Bainter's 3rd personal, and 2 Bulldogs already have 3 personals, Bryn Gillespie and Sage Bett, so you gotta watch out for those 2 fouling, and Emily Bainter as well, as in and out there off of the backboard, and Bulldogs get the possession, and Coach Matt Havlis calls out the play. Kelsey Solinsky shoots up the three, just a bit off, and kind of wonder, I feel like as a coach that would make me mad, and I don't wonder how Matt Havlis is feeling right now.
No, definitely not happy about that one, because you said as she shot that ball that he was calling out the offense, and Kennedy Worth just kind of felt like that was her spot, took the shot with no hesitation and couldn't get it to go. So yeah, if I'm Matt Havlis, Kale, I agree with you. I'm not the happiest about that shot, but nonetheless, you got to live with it. You got to move on, overcome, and adapt, and Matt Havlis can do all of the above. Hoxie going to keep it on the held ball, possession arrow belonging to them. See if they set up something coming out of the inbound underneath their own basket. Looking down low for Kinley Rogers, can't really find her. She's guarded pretty well by Solinsky. So they're just playing some wing ball. Josie Kennedy takes a pass, dribbles one step inside the three-point line. Can't get that jumper to go, and it's knocked away in the corner. There's been no call on who has the ball. Hoxie steps out of bounds, so it'll be Hoxie basketball right there in the corner.
And something to watch out, almost already 3 minutes into this second half, and not really a lot of scoring here. I think one basket from Hoxie, and that's about been all the scoring here in the second half. And you gotta wonder, if you're Hoxie, I don't think I'd be too bothered with that, but if I'm Quinter, I definitely gotta crank it up on the offensive side. And they did a pretty good job in that second quarter, and now starting in this third quarter of defense. And as I say that, a foul called here, so just under 5 minutes left as number 12, Josie Kennedy, goes to the line as Kelsey Solinsky will pick up her second foul.
Kennedy will knock down the first, and we talked about some foul trouble. Bryn Gillespie going to step into the game for the first time here in the second half for the Bulldogs. She was not one of the original 5 to start the second half the way she was at the beginning of the game due to 3 fouls there in the first half. And that one, Josie Kennedy goes 2 for 2 at the line, extending the lead back up to double digits. It's 11 points for the Indians as they are in Quinter, taking down the hometown Bulldogs right now. 4:50 left to play here in the third. They've got a travel against Kelsey Solinsky. She thought she had it knocked away and just dragged her foot a little bit after she regained possession. So another turnover for the Bulldogs.
And that's all it takes, just a little movement of the foot, and that's all it could be for the refs. And they don't necessarily look at where the ball is. They're watching your feet when you're gathered control and where that ball is moving. And another thing is that they have to endure. They know with every call that they have, there is a consequence, as maybe a fan not being happy about it, and they just have to endure with that.
Off the held ball, it's Quinter basketball. 3 counts already against Solinsky. Almost got the 5 there, just trying to inbound it. Nobody even knew she had the ball. Solinsky will drive the distance of the court, get it across half court. And Matt Havlis going to call a 30-second timeout here, try to regain some composure again. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. And Kale, what's the message right now if you're Matt Havlis in a 30-second huddle down by 11?
I feel like definitely the thing is just don't put up a shot that you feel like you can't make. Wait for the open shot. I mean, don't take a minute off the clock, but don't shoot a contested 3 when you just had the ball for, say, 10 seconds. Take it, slow the offense down, and really just focus on scoring and playing better defense to climb back into this game.
Yeah, Hoxie's done a really good job of what you just mentioned, of not taking shots that they don't feel like they can make and taking the open shots. Playing very efficiently on offense are the Indians, and like you just said, Kill, that would be the key for the Bulldogs to work their way back into this one. As Gillespie going to be the inbounder here. Play designed for her. She was open under the basket for a split second. Would have been a tough pass from Solinsky. So Gillespie again, top of the key, drives all the way, finishes with the left. A good little left hook by Ava Gillespie, and the face she made told me that she was not ready to put that one up with the left hand.
And that's another thing, is just situation and knowing when to put the ball up and when to take another dribble, when to gather your dribble. As you can tell, Hoxie right back with the ball. They score. Quinter brings it down and gets a foul call, and a nice job from both teams. And I feel like as soon as I say this, a lot of foul calls are going to be called. But only 2 fouls for Hoxie and 1 for Quinter, as number 15, Haley Jacobs, picks up her 3rd foul. First one is made. 10-point game for the Bulldogs.
And Solinsky going to go 2 for 2. She's the 2nd leading scorer right now for the Bulldogs, as Kennedy Worth has 8 and Kelsey Solinsky currently with 6. As it's Indians the other way. Josie Kennedy on the good pick and roll from Haley Jacobs. Just picked up her 3rd foul. Just picked up another bucket. Haley Jacobs now with 11 in the contest.
And the Bulldogs go right down the court. And it was tipped out of bounds. So the Bulldogs will stay with the ball. And it feels like no matter what they do, Hoxie can do just as well, as it has stayed an 11-point game for a long time, as Kennedy Worth makes it a 9-point game. And if you're the Bulldogs, just taking, it can go back and forth, but just one stop could really make the difference. If you score on almost all your drives, it could really make a difference if you can get a stop on defense just once or twice after scoring.
And there's one, just like you mentioned, Kale, trying to get across now. It's the hardest part after that last offensive possession, getting across and setting up again. Kennedy Worth going to try to use her speed, go right by Ella Zur, and Zur couldn't get her feet in front of Worth in time, so it's going to be a blocking foul. And Kale, you called your own commentator's jinx on that one right after you mentioned not many fouls and a foul picked up by the Indians, but still only the 3rd here in the second half for Hoxie. Up by 9 with the Bulldogs having the basketball under their own hoop. Another good inbounds play drawn up by Havlis, and it finishes with Solinsky having a good look down low. She can't convert, and it'll be Indian basketball. They're going the other way.
And you could tell Ava Gillespie getting kind of handsy under the basket, as something you can definitely tell. I don't think I've seen her in the foul column yet, but she's trying to pick up some fouls, and I don't think that's the move you go with if you are. And I feel like Coach Matt Havlis definitely will tell her that if she does pick up a foul, and it kind of seems a little bit intentional, like she meant to do it, as stays an 11-point game now as Hoxie goes down and scores here. We'll skip it to the corner, and a nice save. Deep from 3 is missed, but the offensive rebound and the putback is good. And approaching 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, I feel like this has got to be kind of a wake-up call for the Bulldogs now. Is right back down, back to an 11-point lead, and this definitely has to be a wake-up call and even go mode, as the Bulldogs definitely have to be ready for the 4th quarter, knowing that they're trailing by 11, and a travel called to give the Indians back the ball.
Matt Havlis going to try to gain the composure again of his girls. It's a full timeout this time. We saw the same thing in the 1st quarter of last half. 39-28, Hoxie on top here in the doghouse. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Back in Quinter, it's 39-28. Hoxie on top of the hometown Bulldogs. And got to remind you before we get back into play that tonight's contest brought to you by Man Farms, Kendra Barnes at Farm Bureau Financial Services, GG&T Cattle Company, and Blue Stem Medical, delivering outstanding health care to Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of the Bulldog Athletics. Just under 2 minutes now left in the 3rd quarter, 1:42. It's Hoxie basketball. They are up by 11. We're up by 9 at half. And a block there, Kennedy Worth. Haven't recorded that on my stat sheet, but that's the 3rd one I've seen tonight from Kennedy Worth. That number just keeps going up.
And something you have to be proud of if you are Matt Havlis, and something that I feel like a lot of Bulldogs could take a little bit of lessons from is a huge 3 knocked down to make it a 14-point game. And she is, like I was saying, she does a nice job of getting more of the ball than the hand or arm, as something a lot of Bulldogs should take some lessons from. And Bryn Gillespie goes up with it and just misses it, but Hoxie will come with it down the court, approaching just a minute left. Bulldogs trailing by 14. Hoxie kind of just trying to put in even more points, and nice save by Ava Gillespie there to make it not a turnover, as it will result in the Bulldogs making it a 12-point game as it starts to go closer and closer to crunch time for the Bulldogs. They trail by 12. A nice job to get it down the court, and double teamed was Ava Gillespie and gets it stripped from her, and Bryn Gillespie takes the charge. An amazing job, brings the Quinter crowd and the bench to their feet.
And here's the replay. Bryn Gillespie in perfect position, even if there was a little half semicircle underneath the rim to designate a restricted area. She was outside of it, had her feet set, wasn't moving, and took the contact. Nice job by the freshman. We've talked about the youth of Hoxie a few times, and not so much about the youth of the Bulldogs. They've only got 1 senior on their roster and less than 5 juniors, as Ava Gillespie will shoot that one, no good. Rebound fought for, another held ball going to be called, and you cannot deny the effort of the Quinter Bulldogs to this point in this contest, as we're down to 3 seconds. That held ball just going to flip the possession arrow to Hoxie. We'll try to get a shot off before the buzzer. Haley Jacobs across the timeline, puts it up from the 10-foot volleyball court line, and it looked good from here, but it will not go in. And through 3 quarters of play, it's 42-30. Hoxie on top. See what the final 8 minutes of action will bring us here in the doghouse.
Supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
It's a 12-point deficit here in the doghouse. Hoxie on top of the hometown Bulldogs, but 13 points. The stat line of both teams' leading scorer, Haley Jacobs, has 13 points for Hoxie, has showed us a few really pretty up and under moves underneath the basket. And Kennedy Worth for the Bulldogs has 13 points as well, has showed off her jumper and her athleticism getting to the rim a few times in this contest. Final 8 minutes of action coming at you. Kale, Quinter fighting to get back in this one.
And definitely a big thing is right now the Bulldogs just need to play some good defense and translate it to offenses. Right now they've been kind of giving up a lot of offensive rebounds and just free points to the Indians. Is you gotta wonder, maybe coming into this game again, what if they play them again, even though this game isn't over for either team here, as a nice 2 points. Maybe going into another game, say next year, what does Coach Matt Havlis think of, and how does it translate to this fourth quarter, as how do you play it differently in this fourth quarter compared to the third, second, or first quarter, as one of their best quarters, probably the second, but Quinter picks up a foul, and something a lot of Bulldogs need to stay out of is foul trouble here, as only the second team foul. A nice job. That's Ava Gillespie with her second foul, and only the second team foul in the second half.
Knocking that one down, it is London Schultz. She's got 3 now, and here's the replay as the rebound fought for, and Gillespie just reached out a little bit instead of up, and you could see it in the bottom left of your screen. The official that called the foul came out and talked to Ava, and Ava asked him what she did. And it's one of the things that, you know, Jackson and I have talked about, Kale, that we love to see is when the officials take time to explain their call to the players. It really helps develop a better understanding of the game as well. And helps the quality of the game as well, especially at this level where, you know, a lot of athletes are still learning to play the game and learning the fundamentals and the details of the game.
And another thing, too, is it could also relate to a better relationship between player and official in the future and kind of prevent so much disrespect to officials and even parents as well in the future, help them not get so much hate from the crowds and on the court from coaches, as well as maybe a missed call, but they will explain their calls when they do call them. Could really help not only the players but everything else.
We saw a charge taken earlier by Bryn Gillespie. This time it's Kenley Rogers for Hoxie, using, you know, her size to her advantage in a way that we don't see very often. Kenley standing taller on the floor than Kennedy Worth is, but still stepping in and taking the charge from Kennedy Worth. And Hoxie just looking to build onto this 14-point lead they have right now with 6.5 to go. And right as I say that, Kayla, a foul called against the Indians, their 5th of the second half. And at this point in the first half, we were at about 7 or 8 fouls for both teams. So it's safe to say both these teams went into the locker room, talked about it, cleaned it up a little bit here on the court here in the second half. And a little bit quicker second half, too, for both teams as they've been out and running a little bit more. We didn't get to see it as often with all the fouls in the first half.
Another thing, too, big foul for the Indians. Kenley Rogers picking up her 3rd foul, as not really such a big thing in the fourth quarter, but it really could become a game if she picks up another foul in just a couple of minutes or even 1 or 2, as that puts a lot of pressure on the coach. Do you take them out for 1 or 2 minutes just to give her a little bit of breather, not pick up that 5th foul, as Kelsey Solinsky picks up the foul there, reaching out to try and get that one. Only be the 4th team foul, her 3rd foul personally, and tried to go inside with it, and the Bulldogs knock it out, so it will stay with the Indians.
It was a really good defensive play on the inbound there to knock it up in the air. Kennedy Worth wasn't looking at the ball when it hit her hand, and she gets another block. That's 5 already for Kennedy Worth on the night, and the jump shot good. Josie Kennedy takes the ball from mid-range and knocks it down. She is now up to 12 points on the night, the 2nd double-digit scorer for the Indians.
Big 3, and just a little bit off, but a nice save, but nobody in the area there, as it will go back to the Indians. And something that Coach Matt Havlis has to realize, and I feel like a lot of his girls do too, it's go time for the Bulldogs. Is trailing by 16, almost 5:40 left in the game.
Yeah,
Time to go.
Yeah, Kale, you are not wrong. Down by 16 with that amount of time, and against an offense that has not really been stopped consistently tonight. It's going to be a blocking foul against the Indians, and saw Easton Slipkey's head tilt back when that foul was called, as he thought it could have went the other way. It's the 4th foul against Haley Jacobs, who's currently the leading scorer for the Indians. Maybe that's why his head tilted back, was the fact that his leading scorer just picked up her 4th personal foul with 5.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Still a lot of time in this contest, but Kale, you've said it, I've said it, and we might sound like a broken record at this point, but for the Bulldogs, it's go time. We see Ava Gillespie had an opportunity in the corner. She might be a little hesitant to shoot with her night tonight, only 4 points, and she throws it into the hands of the Indians, and they get another steal.
And yeah, just deflected, and a nice job by this Indians team. They really have quick hands, and something you can tell is practiced a lot during their practice is just having quick hands and getting into that passing lane and tipping the ball, and something this Bulldogs team was not really prepared for at all tonight, as with 5 minutes left, I think that's a huge thing that could cause later in the game, is trying to get off a quick shot. Is passing it is going to be a little bit harder of a time, as you're going to have to maybe pump fake and take just a little bit quicker of a thought process in a little bit longer time.
On the loose ball there, as soon as Hoxie grabbed possession, you heard Coach Slipkey yell timeout. He takes it, he'll take a full one. They're up by 16 in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back in just a few.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Back in the doghouse, it's the fourth quarter of play, and the hometown Bulldogs currently trailing by 16 as we see Hoxie already on the floor ready to go after the full timeout call by head coach Easton Slipkey. And as they were coming out of the huddle, Kale, I saw Coach Slipkey tell his girls, let's finish strong. And you've got to imagine in that huddle, he's telling his girls not to put up as many shots as they have been, and quite possibly maybe just take a little bit more time, play for a little bit more quality shots. Is off the inbound, Josie Kennedy wide open for three, and she drains it. Have a night.
And that's a huge three to really give the Bulldogs kind of a little bit of a spirit demotivator here, as that really hit the heart of the Bulldogs there. As I wouldn't say the dagger yet, as still a lot of time left, but it's starting to get crunch time here, and that one was a huge three, as tried to respond there but can't, as the Indians come down with the rebound. Stripped out though. Go back up with it, just missed.
Another steal for Gillespie.
Again.
She's looking for it in the corner, and one thing that I've noticed tonight about Ava Gillespie that you don't really see very often in the seniors, that when she sees the ball, she looks like she's hesitant to shoot. She looks like she knows that she's in somewhat of a cold spell, and she's not trying to make it worse for her team at this point. And as a senior leader, you like to see that out of her, but you'd like to see a little bit more aggression as well from the scoring leader of this team.
And something you saw at the start of the season, if she got that ball, she was not going to be afraid to just sling it, as right now you got to be she's thinking more about what the team needs more than what she was at the start of the year, just kind of getting a shot off more than thinking about the shot.
Hoxie looking to take some clock off, really focusing on running some plays here on offense, and that one run to perfection. Kinley Rogers runs right down the lane and gets an easy layup off the feed.
And something the Bulldogs are starting to realize is they can't keep going at this rate, as already trailing by almost 21 and another turnover. I feel like a lot of Bulldogs starting to lose their hope, and that's something you can't really have.
It was a nice job by Cabri Kwasniewska there to chase from behind and poke that ball through the baseline to at least give her team the opportunity to get down and have a chance on defense. It's a box set on the inbound for the Indians, and a wide open three again for Josie Kennedy. That would have been her fourth. She can't get it to go, and Quinter the other way. And Kale, go time is an understatement right now, trailing by 21. Make it 19 with 3 minutes left to go.
As a nice two-pointer to try and get a little quick run to in a little bit, and maybe a little later of a run in the last couple of 1 or 1.5 minutes to kind of shrink this down to a 5 or 7 point game, as a three taken by Kelsey Solinsky just off the mark. And kind of have to wonder if this aggression was shown at the start of the game, how could it be different? And as you see, Hoxie just keeps rolling with it and keeps scoring, as something you could have seen at the start of the game if they would have stripped this away, especially in that second quarter when they were really on fire. It could be a totally different game going into halftime. Things could be changed, and this one could be an entirely different game, as another three taken from the corner just off. The rebound, Ava Gillespie just off. Almost looked like it was about to be banked in, thrown way down the court, and the Indians put another one on.
Yeah, Kale, you mentioned it. If Quinter plays, the last 2 or 3 possessions have been the Bulldog basketball that we're used to seeing at this point in the season, running on offense, showing some ball movement, making plays on defense as well. But right now, Hoxie has kind of taken all of that and looked at the girls in white and red and said, whatever you guys can do, we can do better, because they've run the floor, they've pressed all game long, and currently hold a 23-point lead with less than 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And this will definitely be something that Coach Matt Havlis will be able to go in with the girls next week when they come back to school and get back into practice. And this will definitely be one that he'll be able to look at and find things to critique constructively for the girls moving forward.
Another thing to look at, I have noticed that something the Bulldogs haven't seen is they really haven't seen this type of a loss. They have been in a lot of close games, maybe losing by 5 or more here and there, but a lot of them have been very close games. But definitely experience something like this definitely could be a game changer. Moving to 6-5 and closer to 500, and I mean, just a little while ago before leagues coming out at 6-2, that is a huge change. Riding a 3-game losing streak, you gotta wonder how can they bounce back. They'll come back in the doghouse to play Sharon Springs on Tuesday, and on Friday, can they translate that off of Tuesday if they can bounce back against Sharon Springs?
Got a whole platoon swap right now for Hoxie on the floor for them. They've got Sophie Gorley, Molly Foote, Skylar Tremblay, along with Jaden Finner and Macy Went on the floor right now for Hoxie with 1:04 left to go, up by 23. See a substitution for the Bulldogs as well. Sage Betts will come into the game for Bryn Gillespie. And like you said, Kale, riding a 3-game losing streak heading into next week. Sharon Springs, Wallace County on Tuesday. That's a makeup game, and that'll be one to look that will really be a builder for the Bulldogs. Is coming off of this, they got to find somewhere. They have to get some foundations set again, as it looks like they are in shambles currently on a 3-game losing streak.
And right now they're just trying to ride this one out as quick as they can. Something they definitely didn't look at, as Ava Gillespie with a nice job knocking that one out, as it will stay with the Indians, but 45 seconds left, trailing by 23. This definitely is a nice learning experience to kind of feel what a blowout is like and feel what that felt like, and compared to another close game that really didn't teach them that much compared to another blowout loss, or not another, but their first blowout loss of the season like this.
Yeah, definitely a morale, we'll say morale killer to get blown out like this, but most times great teams will use something like this to really get them back in the rhythm. As you see right there, Kelsey Solinsky going to get 2 more. She's not giving up yet. She's got 10 on the night for the Bulldogs. But we talk about losses like this really providing a new starting point for some teams, as at this point of the season, they've really got to start getting it on the same page, and they want to be playing their best basketball. Only 7 regular season games left after tonight's contest.
Another thing, too, is going into sub-state, anyone can win a sub-state. It's just how you play in sub-state.
Hear the final buzzer there, so 32 minutes of action, and Hoxie comes out on top, a 21-point victory in the doghouse. Girls contest is over with. We will take a short little breather here, gather our scoring thoughts, come back and talk about it just a little bit. 59-38, Hoxie wins this one. We'll be right back.
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Ladies and gentlemen, January
$6,790,000, 320 students, 80 employees, and 2 buildings. This January, please join us as we thank our school board members for volunteering their time for fulfilling this very important civic responsibility and for advocating on behalf of every child in our community. At this time, we'd like to introduce our school board members. Stacy Anstead, serving 1 month on the board. Tiffany Gillespie, serving 2 years on the board. Jill Stewart, serving 1 month on the board. Crystal Orth, serving 4 years on the board. Shane Mann, serving 10.5 years on the board. And Aaron Betts, serving 11.5 years on the board. Also tonight, not with us is Tara Thornburg, who is serving 6.5 years on the board. USD 293 Quinter Public Schools encourages the entire community to thank a school board member not only this month, but throughout the years. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking these outstanding individuals for their dedication and their service to the students and the Quinter community. Thank you very much, board members.
And back in Quinter to recap that girls contest we just saw. Hoxie with the final score of 59 over the hometown Bulldogs 38. You just saw a thank you to the USD 293 school board tonight. We do appreciate them, and we do say thank you as well from Tiger Media Network. But to recap that first contest we just saw, Bulldogs were led in scoring by Kennedy Worth. She finished with 15. Behind her, Kelsey Solinsky had 10. Ava Gillespie had 6. Bryn Gillespie with 2, and Kashlyn Kwasniska had the opening free throws to start the game and finished with 2 for their 38. And for Hoxie, it was all the Indians in that contest, and it was Josie Kennedy who had 17, but Haley Jacobs had some of the better plays of the contest. She finished with 13 on the night, had a couple of really good up and under moves, made some plays defensively, and did it all on offense. As you can see her here working her way down in transition, and right here is the post move we were talking about, up and under Kashlyn Kwasniska. Perfect move. She used it twice in the contest, finishing with the left. But behind her still, Kenley Rogers had 9, Emily Bainter finished with 8, and London Schlitz and Tori Bainter both finished with 4 for their 59 on the night. A 21-point victory for Hoxie, increasing their season total to 8-5 on the night, currently on a 2-game win streak. And Quinter drops to 6-5, riding now a 3-game losing streak. In about 15 minutes or so, we've got the boys contest coming at you. Hoxie Indians, Quinter Bulldogs here in the doghouse. We'll take another quick break. We encourage you to stay and watch the boys game. Thanks for listening to Tiger Media Network, and we'll be back in just a few.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Gove Community Bible Church, located in Gove, Kansas, is a Jesus-driven community that is proud to support the Quinter Bulldogs. We offer worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to know more about our church, visit our website at www.govecbc.com or download our Faith Life app from the QR code. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Good luck, Bulldogs.
Hello, I'm Levi Getz, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs.
Go Bulldogs!
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop, just north of I-70 in Quinter, has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Gove Community Bible Church, located in Gove, Kansas, is a Jesus-driven community that is proud to support the Quinter Bulldogs. We offer worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to know more about our church, visit our website at www.govecbc.com or download our Faith Life app from the QR code. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Good luck, Bulldogs.
Hello, I'm Levi Getz, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs.
Go Bulldogs!
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Gove Community Bible Church, located in Gove, Kansas, is a Jesus-driven community that is proud to support the Quinter Bulldogs. We offer worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to know more about our church, visit our website at www.govecbc.com or download our Faith Life app from the QR code. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Good luck, Bulldogs.
Hello, I'm Levi Gibbs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams, and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs. Go Bulldogs!
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Welcome back to Quinter, Kansas, home of the Bulldogs. We've got the second match of our doubleheader coming at you tonight. My name's David Pratt, and I'm joined alongside Cale Hargett for Tiger Media Network, bringing you tonight's broadcast. We should have a good one here in the boys' matchup. Quinter, the home team, comes in at 4-6, riding a 2-game win streak over Wallace County and Rollins County during the NWKL tournament. And Hoxie comes in from Hoxie on a 1-game win streak. They just beat Ellis in overtime earlier this week. They are 7-5 on the season. They are second in their sub-state of Plainville, while Quinter is currently third in their sub-state, the Jetmore-Hodgman County sub-state. Before we send you down to the national anthem, we'll go ahead and run you down the starters as the PA announcer runs them down as well. For the visiting Indians out of Hoxie, it's going to be Brady Jones, a 5'9" junior, Ashton Dowell, a 6-foot senior, Miles Ballman, a 6'4" junior, Cade Gorley, a 6-foot senior, and Clay Johnson, a 6'6" senior. For the hometown Bulldogs, they will have a different looking starting lineup tonight with no Eli Gruenbacher. He is out for the evening. Zane Beckner will start in his place, a 5'7" junior, Kyler Johnson, a 5'7" senior, Preston Havlis, a 6-foot junior, Bradley Riedel, a 6'3" senior, and Braden Polifka, a 6'1" junior, will round out the starting five for the boys in white and red, while Hoxie will be the contrary. They will be in red with the white trim and the white numbers. Kale, it should be a good one.
Yes, it should be. Both teams, I feel like Hoxie gonna definitely have the advantage down low, but Quinter has shown that they can shoot the 3 ball, and it's gonna be a very defensive battle as who can knock down more shots down low or out on the perimeter, as it should be a good game.
And the tip will go to the Indians. The height difference will be the measure there. And it'll be Brady Jones who will run the point to begin the game, and he will step back just inside the 3-point line, and he will not get the jump shot to go. Polifka brings it down for the Bulldogs, and Riedel will run the offense for their opening possession.
And definitely something that Coach John Christ knows that they most likely will not win the game down low. They're going to have to win it around the perimeter here, as a nice give and go off the foot of Zane Beckner, and you can tell just trying to get some pregame jitters out of his system and just really focus on getting the offense ran and getting some made buckets.
Yeah, you mentioned it, maybe some pregame jitters there for Zane Beckner as one of his first starts of the season right here tonight with Eli Gruenbacher's absence. And you mentioned it, Kale, the size difference could be huge, and it's going to be a charge call against the Indians. A huge play from Bradley Riedel early on in this one to take the shoulder right to the chest.
And that's a huge play, as that'll be the first foul, as before even anyone gets some points on the boards, we already have a foul, as that'll be huge. Something that the Bulldogs really know how to do is make you get that charge. They are really nice at knowing when to take the charges. That one is blocked by number 10, Cade Gorley, as Ashton Dowell. He kind of was looking for some revenge there and doesn't take it out with a foul, which is very smart there, but there will be a foul called, the second of the game already.
Nice job by Braden Polifka there. Notices that he's not as tall as the other guys down low, but he has the size to work with them. Uses it, gets a shot fake up and gets him in the air, draws the contact, and will go to the line, trying to put the first point of the contest on the board right now. And Polifka does. He goes 1 for 2 at the charity stripe to make the score 1-0 now with 7 minutes to go. Kyler Johnson tries to save that one. It would have been Quinter basketball had he let it go. Saves it, throws it out of bounds, so Hoxie will retain possession here.
And as of right now, if you're Hoxie, you're just trying to be patient and work it to try and find just an open basket down low. As you can definitely tell, they are really in no rush. They're just looking for a basket down low, as they're going to move it quickly, but a travel called. A little bit too excited seeing the open basket down low.
Yeah, he saw a wide open baseline. Cade Gorley did, and got a case of some happy feet there. They'll call him for the travel, and Quinter going to look to get something going here on offenses. We've seen them be a little bit streaky so far in this season. Try to get a rhythm and get something strung together here to start this contest.
And you can tell a man-on-man coming from Hoxie, as Braden Polifka will work it down low to make the score 3-0. He has all 3 in the game right now, as a nice job to swing it around the Indians doing right now, as you can really tell wide open in the paint area and on the left side at the start, as they'll back it down there. And a travel called. So a nice job to stick a hand in there and make it a travel. And you gotta wonder, with another basket, is a timeout on the way this early in the game? And you gotta wonder, if it's a full timeout, how big of a loss of a timeout is that, making you have only 2 fulls and 2 30s? Is something both coaches don't want to do this early in a game, is just take a full timeout, as the pick and roll was open for a little while. They'll kick it out to Preston Havilis. And Braden Polifka goes down low, misses it, goes back up, gets his own rebound, and will get the foul call. He'll head to the line for the second time. 5:42 left in your game, 3 foul calls. The second on Miles Ballman, the 6'4" junior. Definitely a big player for this Indians team.
Polifka knocks down that first one there. Kale, you mentioned it a little bit earlier about the rivalry between these two schools, and first bucket, or first few buckets here in this contest, and the Quinter Bulldog crowd really letting me know as well, just like you did, that this is a rivalry for sure.
And definitely you can tell the boys definitely taking it more to heart than the girls did, as they're playing with the intensity that they're playing for a state championship right now. You can definitely tell both teams really into this game, and their crowds. Is just 3 minutes and I can already feel the intensity in this building, and it's going to get pretty cranked up if we've got a tight game down the stretch.
Beckner can't get anything going. Polifka going to try to continue his streak of dominance down low. He loses it there. A good steal by Brady Jones, and he gets a foul call too going the other way, and that'll be the first one against the Bulldogs. First one for Zane Beckner as well.
As 5:10 left in your game, 4-0, and you got to wonder what do, and that one, just a nice job to draw that contact. He could tell that Kyler Johnson was going to ride him down that sideline, and Coach John Chris going to take a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout means we'll stay right here, talk about this one a little bit, Kale. And not a lot of offense so far in this one, as Quinter's only put up 1 field goal through the net and 2 free throws, and no field goals so far for Hoxie. Really haven't had a lot of looks either. You talked about the low scoringness. Both of these teams right around that 50 points per game mark. What's going to be the differentiator here on defense for these teams?
I feel like both teams don't really have to score 50 points in this game to win it. They really just need to control the game. If you can control the game, it will be different than if you can score more points, say, and chucking up a 3 as soon as you get back into possession. And if you make it, it's okay, but maybe chewing off some time in this first quarter could be more crucial than getting a 3 right now in this state of the game.
It's Hoxie basketball. Good inbound play from the sideline results in a mid-range jumper for Cade Gorley, and they finally get on the board with that jumper. Riedel tries to respond, goes coast to coast off the inbound, and he gets fouled underneath, and he'll shoot 2 free throws, looking to increase the lead back up to 4.
And something that I was talking about, maybe it isn't the worst thing in the world, as Bradley Riedel can definitely tell when there is a weakness in the defense going down the court, as a couple of players there thought it was on the floor here, but will be 2 free throws as a shooting foul was issued.
You had a little bit of confusion between the officials here. Results in some free throws for Bradley Riedel. He cannot get that first one to go, and we'll see our first substitution of the game for the Bulldogs. Second for the Indians, as coming in for the Bulldogs is going to be Avery Briggs, and for Hoxie, Kane Epp will step into the game. Riedel knocks down his second of 2. Goes 1 for 2 in that trip. Setting up a press out of the made free throw, and a good press break all the way down. Just can't convert on the layup. And they'll try again from inside the lane. This time, Ashton Dow is able to get that one to go.
That's a huge basket to put the Indians right back in this game, as right now, can the Bulldogs respond here? As you'll see the back cut by Avery Briggs. A nice form on the back to the backboard layup, as just missed though, as Kane Epp had the open 3, but decided to pass it down low to Ashton Dowell, upperclassman. And you could tell that coach was definitely more impressed with and taking the 3 there, but the Bulldogs will try to take the 3, but it will go out of bounds and with the Indians.
Indians starting to find something on offense now, starting to execute in the half court, find some open looks near the rim, and you've got to be happy about that as you further your way through the first quarter here. If you're Jake Moss, that one's loose. The Bulldogs had an opportunity for some fast break points there, but Preston Havlis fell on the ball there, and they're going to set up in the half court. Riedel at the top of the key now. Seeing a little bit of motion underneath the basket from Havlis.
You'll definitely see there, Bulldogs in no hurry. They're just trying to take it slowly, take off some time early in this game to where later in the game you don't have to wish that you could take more time off when it's at a higher intensity right now. In the first quarter, it takes a little bit less, is blocked and right back at him. An amazing combination for Bradley Riedel to make the three sends the Quinter crowd crazy as
Dominic Jones couldn't get anything going in towards the basket there for the Indians. Cade Gorley takes it off his hands, goes in and hits the floater, and we've got a good contest already. 8-8, under 3 minutes to go now. Riedel trying to feed Polivka, as right now it's the Bradley Riedel and Braden Polivka show. And right there we see it again, Bradley Riedel with a feed down low and gets 2 easy ones.
And just 2:30 in this game, and it feels like we've already played a quarter or even 2, as this one, not necessarily a long game, but just so intense you could feel like it's in the 4th quarter. But we've still got a long ways to go and a long game to be played. About 26 minutes left. And just 18 total points, and it feels like there's probably 40 for each team as Quinter makes it a 2-possession game.
Avery Briggs working real hard off the ball right there to get that one near the basket, and both teams just running. We've kind of got some NASCAR basketball going back and forth right now, and that feed that he was looking for towards the rim was there for a second. Ball gets thrown out of bounds, and it's going to be off of Bradley Riedel, I believe, and it'll stay with Hoxie down low. Some more substitutions for the Bulldogs. Zane Beckner will check back in. Trevor Kaiser will see the floor for the first time. And for Hoxie, it's going to be Braden Sheets checking into the game. See a little bit of that height mismatch you talked about pregame, Caleb. No go there on the fade away from the short corner, and Zane Beckner wants to run. Crosses over, tries to go down low to Kaiser, and a really athletic behind-the-back save falling through the baseline for Brady Jones. And he's going to follow it up with a 3 from the top of the key. Can't get it to go. Strong rebound by Kaiser, and it's Bulldog basketball. Slowing it down, looking to control the offense, control the pace a little bit. We're down to 1:15. Zane Beckner pull-up 3, no good. Rebound for Briggs, he throws it back. Beckner saves it, but right into the hands of Brady Jones, and it's 1-on-4 for Hoxie. He's going to pull it out, set up the offense a little bit. Good drive baseline that time by the newcomer. Braden Sheets checks in and makes an early impact with 2 right there.
And right now, just about to finish the first quarter with this one. Feeling so intense already, and I feel like I can't say it enough, as Avery Briggs from the 3-point line, both teams into this one. It's back and forth, and I feel like this one's going to be back and forth for a long time, as I feel like neither team will really pull away. I feel like they can just maybe get a 2-possession lead at most.
Yeah, right there. Ashton Dowles used his size a few times. That time he gets to use it against Zane Beckner down low, and we're under 25 seconds now. Zane Beckner will slow it down once he crosses the timeline. He's stripped as he drives, and we're down to 15. Hoxie running. Brady Jones all the way to the hole, and the charge taken again, and the crowd is in this one. Kyler Johnson in position to get them the ball back with 13 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Perfect job to race down the floor, set his feet, and take the contact to get his team back the ball.
13.2 left in this first quarter, and you can see almost a man-to-man press there if Zane Beckner would have been inbounded too, as you can tell Bradley Riedel understands the situation here. They're going to set up the screen here. Kaiser almost misses the 3 just off the mark, but Quinter holds on to a 3-point lead, 15-12 at the end of the first quarter.
Bluestem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Bluestem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Back in Quinter, we want to take this time here to give a quick little shout out to some fans. Ken and Linda Ziegler, their daughter Charity, son-in-law Will, and granddaughter Alice, who are watching this broadcast from Georgia. Thank you for watching, and go Bulldogs. We know you love the Bulldogs. It's 15-12 right now. Quinter Bulldogs on top by 3 at home over the Hoxie Indians. Really fast-paced, really entertaining first quarter of play right there, Kalen. While we were at the break, we talked about how this is just going to get even better as the game goes on.
As right now, just one quarter under our belts right now. It really is anyone's game right now. And I feel like a lot of teams know that this was a rivalry since about day one. And right now, I feel like we're getting one of the better matchups in a long time.
It was a good idea right there. They ran the motion offense that you see from the Jayhawks from time to time, running across the top of the key, handing it off on the wing, and went for the backdoor cut. Nice little easy jumper from 15 feet for Trevor Kaiser. And right now the Bulldogs think the basket looks about the size of the ocean as Riedel gets his steal going the other way, and he'll go coast to coast, finger roll to lay it in to increase the lead to 7 now.
And right now I feel like with another turnover and another bucket, I feel like Hoxie is almost required to take a timeout right now. Coming out, not even a minute into the game, and already a 4-0 run off of 2 huge plays. And Hoxie gonna try and feed it down low, but they'll kick it out for 3, just off the mark.
Could feel the defense coming on that one, and Bulldogs pushing it up the floor. Ethan Gruenbacher in the corner, didn't like his look there. Avery Biggs gonna drive to the right. Good pass between 2 defenders. Trevor Kaiser can't get it to go, and the Indians are running now.
And a nice job to find Trevor Kaiser, and I feel like he got a little bit excited and maybe felt somebody pressuring him and kind of quick released it. But right now it's the Indians' turn to try and put something on him, as that one is good. We got a 5-point game.
Terrific move right there from the 6'4" junior to spin to his left, and off the inbound, Bulldogs got a little bit excited to get their points back. A travel on the inbound, and so it's going to be Hoxie basketball underneath their own basket now. Still trailing by 5, got to work their way back into this one, but not ideal if you're the Bulldogs handing the ball right back to them underneath their own basket.
Braden Polifka back in the game, and you got to wonder if the Bulldogs get that ball and score again, this could be an entirely different game, a 7-point game or an 8-point game, instead of, if Hoxie scores here, a closer game than that. As see kind of a slower offense from Hoxie, just trying to settle their team down. As you could feel in that first quarter, the back and back kind of wore down some stamina, but they're gonna work it down low for the easy basket to make it a 3-point game. Quinter tries to go right back at him, and I feel like they have to do the same thing as well, just kind of slow it down, as I feel like they're gonna have to pick the pace up later in the quarter, as they had 2 people on 1 person, and that creates a mismatch. It rolls around, probably touches every part of the rim and iron that it could have, and will still roll out. 3-point game. Here come the Bulldogs, they'll go down low. Nice layup, and a 5-point game with 5:30 left in the second quarter. As in that second quarter, it feels like we'd be about at 7:30 right now. We are flying by this second quarter, as a lot of points so far and not a lot of dead balls, as you've seen. Now I feel like the Bulldogs are going to start to slow the offense down. Try to go with the give and go. Tried to set up the 3 for Riedel. He'll give it to Gruenbacher instead, who just misses the front of the rim. And with just about 5 minutes left, Hoxie, I feel like, going to try and put in and make it a closer game, maybe even a tie game before they head into half. And the Bulldogs definitely going to try and stretch out their lead.
It's 3 this time. That's a heat check for Dowell, but an easy follow-up for Cade Gorley. Read that one the entire way. And Kale, you talked about lots of things that we have seen in this contest, but one thing we haven't really seen a lot of here in the second quarter is fouls, as that foul total number has not increased at all since this second quarter started. The foul total was 5 for Hoxie at the end of the first and 2 for the Bulldogs, and we're still at that number. 3-point game now off the Bulldog turnover, excuse me. They're going to set up in a full court offense, look to trap at the corners. It's going to be Hoxie at the top of the key. 3-point shot is going to be no good there. Rebounded by Riedel, and the Bulldogs running again.
and you could tell Riedel wanted to push it when it was weak, and he does, and just misses the floater, and Hoxie coming right back at him. And Preston Havlis went for the charge call, no whistle, and we keep playing as a missed pass will give it back to the Bulldogs, and a charge called back on Bradley Riedel. And
Riedel's going to get a tee right away right there. As he got up, didn't like that call at all. Braden Polifka had to stop him from continuing to talk. And got an unsportsmanlike. You can hear the official say it as he comes over to the scoreboard. And Riedel knows it right away. He went directly over to Coach Christ and let Coach Christ know what happened.
So,
actually, it's not even going to be Riedel who gets the technical there. It's going to be against the Indians as Polifka is shooting free throws right now. As we had a lot of confusion right there. I think in the gym outside of my own head too, as we'll get a replay of what happened as Riedel goes up the floor, makes the contact, and couldn't quite see if he turned directly to the official and said something or not, but as soon as that play was over, the tee was addressed and Polifka had to grab Bradley Riedel. Therefore, that's why I thought that he was going to pick up the technical, because Polifka grabbed him right away and told him that he needed to stop talking. But the technical was addressed to the Indians there.
I saw the smiles on Braden Polifka and Bradley Riedel's face, and I was a little bit confused for a second there. So it is not you who is confusing, kind of a circular offense. Another new one that Coach John Christ has brought up as Kyler Johnson in the corner from three. It's a 7-point game now. And right now, I feel like at the end of every quarter, we're going to start to see it heat up even more every time. And that one is rejected. And at first, we did not get the whistle. It was going to be just straight out of bounds, but changed the call and saw some contact there, or maybe heard something, as it will be free throws for number 2, Kane Epp.
Yeah, it was good defense by Riedel, like you just mentioned, Cale, but he might have just leaned that hand forward a little bit, got, across that vertical plane that a lot of officials like to look at when people are playing defense, as Kane Epp goes 1 for 2 there. He'll go 1 for 2.
As right now you can tell the Bulldogs really trying to slow their offense down, settle it until the end of the first half, and a little bit too much power on the pass from Braden Polifka and Bradley Riedel, and I believe Kyler Johnson couldn't tell who that one was for. As anyways, the Indians will come down the court right now, and you can tell the Bulldogs really they're facing up man-to-man. They go underneath the basket. Nice job posting up, and the Indians are going to do that all day long. They have the height advantage, and they're just going to post up all day long if they can.
It was a good job by Dowell, too. He realized that the defense was helping onto him. He saw Miles Ballman flash to the basket and gave it to him. Nice job, but good team defense to this point by both teams. Both teams playing tough, strong defense. Havlis trying to go across the baseline, does so, uses the body to protect himself and gets 2.
And that could be huge for the Bulldogs, as right now making that a 6-point game, and that one is tipped away by the big man, Braden Polifka. And I gotta wonder how fast he was going, as he could not stop. He had to break down something you see in a very nice player that I feel like everyone would love to have on their team, and definitely a player that can really hustle when it comes down to it.
Absolutely, like you mentioned, he had to go a long ways, and he was moving really fast, but right there it's Ashton Dowell. He just picked up his 10th point for the Indians here with 2 minutes left to play still in the first half. Bulldogs trying to stay ahead in this one, currently up by 4. Right idea from Kaiser to look for Johnson. And the official going to blow the whistle dead, and he's going to point in favor of the Bulldogs. So Bulldogs will keep the basketball here. Coach Jake Moss wants to have a conversation about the call. He says what he needs to say, and that was all that needed to be said. Good pass from Beckner down low. Bradley Riedel converts on the inbound, and a perfectly executed inbound play by the Bulldogs.
And a nice play drawn up by Coach John Christ. Everyone go one way, and we'll have one guy slide to the basket. And it causes a lot of confusion. You can tell for a man-to-man or even a zone defense that they all want to go with the way that the play's going and don't realize there's a guy coming into your place where you're supposed to be protecting. As the three at the top of the key is off. Offensive rebound, though, will reset the offense, and Kyler Johnson and an Indian can collide. I couldn't see the number, as I believe it was Kane Epp, as top of the key from deep, as an offensive rebound, count the basket, and a free throw, as a nice job to go back up with it. As soon as he got it, the three was no good. He came down with it, paused for a second, and went right back up, as that will be Kyler Johnson picking up his second foul.
Yeah, you mentioned it. He had good position, too, off the shot, just underneath that volleyball out of bounds line, but not too far underneath the basket. Had a good look at the rebound, and Kyler Johnson just got a little bit too aggressive on the defense there. As we're down to a minute to play now, and this could make it a one-possession game if he converts the old-fashioned three-point play.
Another thing to wonder about is, if you are the Bulldogs, do you try to slow it down likewise in the girls' first half? And I feel like they could definitely do it. The only reason that they've hurried the offense is because they push it down low. Is Braden Polifka going down low with it? He'll kick it out. And the short jumper, is good to make it a 5-point game. And I feel like the Bulldogs is trying to hold on to maybe a 5 or maybe even a 3 or 7-point lead before half. You don't want to make it something too close for the Bulldogs to handle, as they get the ball back with 30 seconds left, and definitely something that they want to slow down. As another Bulldog into the game, Trace Kinterconnect, as Zane Beckner goes into the lane. As Trevor Kaiser with the short corner jump shot just off the mark, and with about 10 seconds left in your first half, Hoxie goes down low. Ashton Dowell post up, 3.
Good defense there by Kinterconnect, forces a jump shot at the buzzer. Off front iron, Dominic Jones can't get it to go. The hometown Bulldogs going to hold a 5-point lead heading into halftime. 31-26, Quinter on top of Hoxie. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back in just a few to recap the first half and preview the second half. Thanks for listening to Tiger Media Network here in Quinter.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Gove Community Bible Church, located in Gove, Kansas, is a Jesus-driven community that is proud to support the Quinter Bulldogs. We offer worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to know more about our church, visit our website at www.govecbc.com or download our Faith Life app from the QR code. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Good luck, Bulldogs.
Hello, I'm Levi Gibbs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams, and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs. Go Bulldogs!
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop, just north of I-70 in Quinter, has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Gove Community Bible Church, located in Gove, Kansas, is a Jesus-driven community that is proud to support the Quinter Bulldogs. We offer worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to know more about our church, visit our website at www.govecbc.com or download our Faith Life app from the QR code. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Good luck, Bulldogs.
Back here in Quinter for your halftime performance being performed right now by the elementary students here in Quinter, thanks to the Quinter Recreation Department's Little Dribblers performing at halftime of the game right now, doing a fantastic job showing us their mad dribbling moves. Get back to some basketball talk. In the first half, Quinter outscores Hoxie 31-26. We'll run you through the scoring statistics. For the boys, they had scoring come from all over the place. It was Trevor Kaiser with 2, Preston Havlis with 2, Trace Kinderconnect with 2, Kyler Johnson had 3, Avery Briggs with 5, Braden Polifka had 5, but the man that really ran the show for the Bulldogs in the first half was Bradley Riedel. Finished that first half with 12 points and really did it all on offense and on defense. Had a nice little step back move right there to hit a 3 in the corner after getting rejected right before that, and moving well off the ball as well, finding open spots on the floor, getting to the basket, working inside and out, showing off a little bit of his height as well as his athleticism here, going coast to coast with the steal and finishing with a finger roll to put the Bulldogs on top by 5 in the first half. And for Hoxie, they were not quite out of this game. They played extremely well in the first half. Both teams did, but Hoxie was not led in scoring, but helped in scoring by Brady Jones and Braden Sheets, each with 2. Miles Ballman had 4. Cade Gorley was the star player in the first half for the Bulldogs. He had 6 points in the first half, making plays just like that one, going down the baseline as well as being able to knock down a few jumpers and making plays on defense. The leading scorer for the Indians in the first half was number 10, the 6-foot senior, Ashton Dowell. Right there is the follow-up by Cade Gorley. You saw off the Dowell missed jumper. Both of those guys had themselves a first half to remember. 10 points for Ashton Dowell, 6 for Cade Gorley. Kale, we've got about 3 minutes at least on the scoreboard as we wait for our Mad Dribblers to finish their performance here in the first half, or for the halftime show, pardon me, but looking forward to the second half, Kale, it's been Quinter on offense really showing us how they can do it in all ways, below the rim as well as outside shooting the basketball, and Hoxie doing the same thing as well. Maybe not shooting the jumper as well as the Bulldogs currently, but really working inside. And for the second half to really find any separation, what do these teams need to do? What does Hoxie need to do to mount this 5-point comeback that they currently trail by? And what does Quinter have to do to build on this 5-point lead rather than give it up and make it a contest?
I feel like the main thing that Hoxie has to do is the thing you've seen a lot is Bradley Riedel pushing it up the floor as soon as they get back onto offense. Is he pushes it straight down and draws some contact, gets in there, and gets some points. Even if they settle down and run offense, they're getting wide open shots that they really shouldn't be getting with the size that Hoxie has. And if they can play that good defense that they've shown that they know how to, then that defense turns into offense and it's a way different game.
Solid contest so far through the first. Only 5 points separating these two teams. Very efficient, very clean basketball being played. Very minimal fouls. Very executed offenses and better team defenses for these two teams right now. 2.5 minutes of warm-ups here at halftime before we get the second half started, so we'll take ourselves a break as well. But when we come back, it's going to be Bulldogs on top by 5, 31-26 over the Indians out of Hoxie for the final 16 minutes of action. We'll see you in just a few.
Hello, I'm Levi Gibbs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams, and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs. Go Bulldogs!
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop, just north of I-70 in Quinter, has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Tonight's broadcast here, brought to you by Tiger Media Network, is sponsored by Kendra Barnes at Farm Bureau Financial Services, Man Farms, Kaiser Angus, and Kansas Land Bank, Western Kansas's favorite bank, Kansas Land Bank. Final 16 minutes of action here in the Doghouse coming your way. The Bulldogs up by 5 through one half against Hoxie, and a perfectly executed play to start the half for the Indians, and you can't ask for much more if you're Jake Moss, Cale.
And I feel like everyone in the gym knew it, and if they know, even the Hoxie crowd knew it, that this press was coming, and it was coming pretty hard. As you could see, as soon as that ball was shot, you could see the pressure instantly coming to the Bulldogs, and kind of a thing, not letting Bradley Riedel just trot down the court and push your defense right into the paint. A thing that they need to protect is that paint. And Braden Polifka down.
He hit the floor, and he's holding that left knee and obviously in some pain. And anytime you see some, like a non-contact type of injury, as you see here, is not a lot of contact, just a little bit of a awkward motion on the knee as he went to the floor. And Polifka gonna try to get his way off the court under his own power, but he's going to need the help of Coach Christ and Coach Havlis as well. We wish the best for Braden Polifka. You hate to see a player go down on a non-contact injury and have to come out of the game, especially when they're holding their knee. Because whenever you see a knee or an ankle or any one of those joints, you always expect the worst when you think about sports today, is because all you ever hear about is the non-contact injuries where they normally turn out to be pretty severe. It's not what you'd think when you think non-contact injury. So we wish the best for Polifka, as he's going to head to the bench there and hopefully get a look at his knee down on the bench. And it will be Bulldog basketball. It was Trevor Kaiser who came into the game for Polifka, and they still hold on to a 1-point lead. And we'll see if this is going to spark a fire under the Bulldogs, or we'll see if this is going to be a detriment to the Bulldogs, if the Bulldogs are going to be thinking about their teammate here. As Kyler Johnson going to throw it down low to Riedel. He's going to make a few moves. Trevor Kaiser cuts to the basket, and he's going to be called for a travel. Hit the defensive dowel and couldn't gain his feet together, and travels, and it'll be a turnover for the Bulldogs Hoxie basketball, and they're on a 4-0 run to start this one, Cale.
And another thing, too, even though when a non-contact injury happened, I feel like, and for a second I thought Kyler Johnson just hit the ground and he was going out for the same thing. But I feel like that is probably one of the toughest kids on the team right there, is Braden Polifka. And I feel like he could definitely bounce back from it. I don't feel like you're going to see him this game, but next game I feel like he's going to be coming back better than ever. And something to really play for with a chip on his shoulder, as Kyler Johnson picked up his 3rd personal foul. And Coach John Christ, as soon as they get down the court, calls a timeout as Hoxie retakes the lead 32-31.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
Back here in Quinter, and this is the first lead of the night for the Hoxie Indians. It's 32-31 right now. Their first lead, like I just mentioned, came at the hands of a 6-0 run to start the second half here, as well as the fact that Braden Polifka hit the floor with an injury, holding on to his knee. And right now, the Bulldogs really got to regain here after this full timeout that Coach John Christ just called. Kind of a composer check for his team, letting them know that they can get it done if Polifka's on the bench, and they've got guys that are going to be able to rotate in and fill that role. But right now it looks a little bit dark for the Bulldogs just because of this second half start by Hoxie.
And a premature pickup of the dribble from Bradley Riedel, the leading scorer. So not even the leading scorer was Braden Polifka. So I feel like there, Preston Havlis, he knows that he needs to step up, and definitely a player that can step up, is kind of a miscommunication back on defense. They got nobody there for number 1 there, as they're going to settle down the game here. And They're going to switch it around. Now we'll open up a pass there. Goes down low, a nice cut to the basket. Will give Hoxie the lead, and I feel like this is where it goes back and forth for a while. And this one could last just a little while or the entire third quarter, I feel like, as Bradley Riedel goes up and will get fouled.
Last basket for the Indians is going to be the second double-digit scorer now for the Indians. Miles Ballman and Ashton Dow, number 11, number 10, both with 10 points so far, as Riedel, like you just said, is going to head to the line for the 2 free throws. He's got 12 in the contest, looking to make it 13 and 14 here at the line. Can't get the first one to go. Here's the replay on that one. He had time in the paint for a while, and good thing that he stepped through there. Otherwise, it might have been a clean defensive play by the Indians. As Riedel's second of the 2 off back iron, he can't get it to go, and it will remain a 1-point lead for Hoxie.
Another thing to think about, Miles Ballman just picked up his 3rd personal foul. So a couple of players in foul trouble as the 3 from number 1, Brady Jones, will make it a 2-possession game for the the Indians, excuse me. And that one lost, but they'll get it down to the post. Trevor Kaiser, he'll pass it out to Preston Havlis out in the corner. He'll give it to Riedel. Johnson out back to Havlis. Back to Riedel. Slowing the offense down. Here goes Kaiser, a nice pump fake. In and out. And Beckner saves it, and he was on the line. A very nice hustle play there. But it will be turned over, and Hoxie has a chance to kind of give what Quinter gave them in the first half, a constant 5-point lead and a kick, what we call on Zane Beckner, just getting up and spreading his arms there. As you can tell, that one really threw off the offense there. That's something he'll do. And in this 2-3 zone right now, a thing switched to by Coach John Christ. You got to wonder, is it for the best, as another 3 taken by number 1, Brady Jones, and the rebound. And we're going to push on the Bulldogs. And another foul that really does not help the Bulldogs. And right now, if you take a gander over into the Bulldogs bench, or the Bulldog crowd, nobody really too enthused about anything right now. Is definitely Hoxie getting ready as they're up on their feet. A full timeout taken by Coach John Christ as the Bulldogs trail 33-39.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
A reminder that tonight's Bulldog basketball brought to you by Blue Stem Medical, GG&T Cattle Company, Blackwood Family Dentistry, and Gove Community Bible Church. A Jesus-driven community, we support the Quinter Bulldogs. 39-33, Hoxie on top right now. They just forced a John Christ full timeout. And coming out of halftime, Cale, it's been a 13-2 run for Hoxie in this one. The offense has looked unstoppable, and the defense has been a lot better. What does Quinter got to do offensively to find a rhythm?
I feel like they have to get over the fact that Braden Polifka isn't in the game. You can tell that that's something that really affected the Bulldogs, and you can tell here they called out for high-low. They're not going to go to high-low, and I think maybe we're going to go to Bradley Riedel under the basket here, and just going to rotate it around here. And I feel like may have been a little bit of a trick call there to kind of confuse the defense there, but it is poked away and then poked away back at the Indians. And Preston Havlis open from the elbow, and that'll make it a 4-point game with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And Hoxie gonna settle it down, and they're gonna switch and come to the corner and the cut seen, play ran. Feel like they're gonna go right back to it here. And the cut is there, but they'll go for the floater instead. 6-point lead.
A nice floater there. It's Ashton Dowell again. He's got 14 now in the contest. Good back cut by Beckner. Good give and go, and it finishes with 2 more. And the Bulldogs trying to let everybody know that they are not out of this one yet. Still just a 2-possession game. Just got to make a few stops, just like that one right there. They get the ball back. It was knocked loose, but a travel is called as Riedel had it in his hands. And we'll see some substitutions for the first time here in the second half for the Bulldogs. It's Lakin Getz as well as Ethan Gruenbacher checking into this one. It's going to be Hoxie basketball. Dowell, the leading scorer, going to inbound to Ballman. Ballman going to take the shot. He's going to increase his total as well to 12, and it's going to be a timeout for the Indians, a 30-second timeout. And Cale, you told me earlier you wanted me to talk about this one a little bit. The Quinter Junior and Senior High Scholars Bowl teams picked up big victories last Monday. The Senior High won the Quinter Invitational meet, while the Junior High, Cale, which you participate on, the 8th grade team won the meet held at Greeley County. Cale, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, there were a lot of teams there, and that one definitely a thing is a lot of people think that, oh, it's Scholars Bowl, but it actually is a very enjoyable time and something that younger kids need to look out for, and it is a very fun time. And even though it's academic, you don't really have to be that smart, and just having a fun time is what it's really about.
Yeah, it's all about participation, and like you said, even if you don't think you're that academic, this is the way to become it, because Scholars Bowl's team is just really a wealth of knowledge. You learn a lot of different things, and Cale, I'm happy that you're a part of it. It's a big news and a big thing for you as well. Proud of you.
That one will be turned over by the Bulldogs on a back cut there to Ethan Gruenbacher, and can hear the cut down low to the short corner, kind of behind the basket there. And that one, I feel like if he was in line with the basket, I probably would have seen a post fadeaway there for the jump shot, and that one really could have changed the tides with the 6-point lead. Here goes the give and go to the elbow. That one, you can tell he practices. Number 24, Kate Gorley. Avery Briggs tries to respond and gets blocked, and tried to go right back up and get blocked again. So the play that they've ran a lot, down to the short corner, tries to slide it down, and a travel called, and a nice call. And something that you got to realize is these guys are really looking for the small details, and can't really say it enough, as these guys do such a great job and something they don't get enough credit for.
Good team defense there, and you saw it a little bit that we've been in a zone, the Bulldogs have been in a zone defense for majority of this third quarter here, and that time they were ready for that short corner play that you called out, forced the turnover, and now they've got a chance on offense here with Riedel up top, tried to cross over, lost his footing. Ethan Gruenbacher with a good step through. Can't finish it though. He's going to kick it back out up top, and they're going to reset. Lakin Getz, see him knock down a few of those before the game, but he can't get that one to go just inside the three-point line. And it's the Indians the other way. Kick pass to Jones, thought he was going to take that one as he hit one earlier in the corner, but a better basket cut by Ballman. He gets the basket and the foul, and the Indians are clicking on all cylinders right now.
And something that the Bulldogs really have to stop right now. It's not too far of a game. You really have to realize that. It's just a 10-point lead. You're in the third quarter still, and you still have 8 minutes, technically 9 and 30 seconds. 9 minutes and 33 seconds left to be played, and 10 points really doesn't seem like that big of a lead if you start now and really emphasize on gaining back this lead and getting a couple of stops. They'll score here and there, but if you can score back at them, it really does no difference. As a nice job to draw the contact there. Only the second team foul on Hoxie, but this one will be kind of a big foul for the Indians. They'll force a turnover on the inbounds and goes up and gets a foul as number 24, Cade Gorley, picks up his third personal foul.
He picked up his third on the other end, and then this time it was Avery Briggs picking up his first. We'll see Ashton Dowell go to the line to shoot 2 here because it was on the shot. Dowell currently sitting with 14 points on the night, make it 15 with that made free throw. Show you the replay here in transition. Briggs did a really good job to get there, but made some contact on the shot. Wasn't able to keep it clean as he went up to defend that one. See if Dowell can go 2 for 2, and does. Total now up to 16 for Ashton Dowell, the senior. And the Bulldogs trailing by 12 with 1:15 left here in the third quarter. Cale, you mentioned it. It's a fast-paced contest right here, so plenty of time to make the comeback as Kyler Johnson will shoot one from the corner. He knocks it down, and just like that, we're back to single digits.
And with 1 minute left in the third quarter, here come the Indians. They're going to come right back at them. Had the corner 3 open, but doesn't want to shoot it here. They'll dump it down low, and they'll kick it around for the 3. It is good, right back at them. And the Indian bench happy with that one. And Bradley Riedel will control the offense here, down to Lakin Getz, who stumbles, passes it out. Ethan Grumbacher off the mark from 3, and a nice job by Lakin Getz to tip it out. Back to Ethan Grumbacher, who will go into the lane with a lane hop and just misses, rattles around there for a little bit. So about 15 seconds left. They're going to try and wait for the last shot of the third quarter, make it a double-digit lead for sure here as approaching 5 seconds. A nice back screen for 3. It's good to end the third quarter. Your score 55-40. Hoxie is rolling.
Bluestem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Bluestem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
The third quarter, Cade Gorley, first half player of the game right there, hits a 3 to end the third quarter, increase the Hoxie lead to 15. Before the third quarter, Hoxie trailed by 5, outscoring the Bulldogs there in the third quarter, 29-9 to increase the lead to 15 after trailing by 5. 8 minutes of play, we just saw the Indians outscored the Bulldogs by 20 points there in the third quarter. So not impossible for the Bulldogs here in the fourth, but it's going to take a lot of work as Cade Gorley going to pick up a foul in the opening possession, ran right through Preston Havlis trying to get through that screen.
And that, I believe, will be his 4th personal at will. A huge player that you don't really want to have 4 fouls. He does a nice job on the defense and the offense here as Trace Quinter connect with the inbounds, and there'll be another foul call on the Indians that will be on the Bulldogs, as it will be on Kyler Johnson. He has 4 personal fouls. Another player that you really don't want to have 4 fouls, a nice player on defense as well. As I feel like the Bulldogs kind of going with an all-defensive lineup right now to kind of slow down this Hoxie offense that has been rolling for a long time in that third quarter. As they'll skip it around, and Preston Havlis will pick up the foul there. 6th team foul. That is, and you can tell Havlis not happy with that foul call as he picks up his 3rd personal.
It'll be his 3rd. You mentioned 6th team foul for the Bulldogs. Therefore, Indians going to be in the bonus for the remaining 7.5 minutes of this fourth quarter. Could be huge for them to build on their 15-point lead. Given on any foul from this point out, there will be some free throws. As the Indians trying to drive, Brady Jones gets unintentionally tripped. No foul will be called, and he'll go to the floor, and they'll be back on defense as the Bulldogs trying to work their way into this. As Beckner will drive and kick. Havlis, a deep three from the Bulldog, and he drains it. That might be what the Bulldogs needed to get that one back in.
And you can tell that's a shot that he was waiting to knock down, as he was ready for it when the time came. And I thought that Johnson was going to pick up the foul call. And a timeout called by Hoxie, and Coach John Chris pleading for an explanation. 30-second timeout.
Yeah, pleading for an explanation because the ball was in Trevor Kaiser's hand when Jake Moss called the timeout, and the official gave it to Hoxie. Therefore, Hoxie's going to have the ball after the Bulldogs forced a turnover and were on top of the ball holding possession. Coach Moss just going to take a 30-second timeout here. He just wanted to ensure that his team had possession of the ball, and he was able to get it. Still up by 12, so 3 points here in the fourth quarter for the Bulldogs, trying to work their way back into it. We've seen them do it a few times this season. The offense is definitely capable of knocking down shots. Defense is capable of making stops, too, to get them back into the contest. So we're going to see if they can start it here. Riedel still confused coming out of the timeout. He thought it was Bulldog basketball. Sees that it's going to be inbounded by the Indians. And down low, Ballman's going to add to his total. Easy left-handed turn towards the basket. He adds 2 more to his total on the night.
And definitely a post player at heart, and you can tell he's worked on that move for a long time. And Trace Kinterconnect trying to get into the lane there. He'll post up and pop out to Johnson, who does not see him, and we'll give it to Riedel, who will go with a pick and roll. But the Indians will get it back here and trying to slow it down, kind of put a little bit more points on the board and kind of put the dagger in the Bulldogs' heart.
Good baseline drive, but a better block right there. Trevor Kaiser gets all ball, and then the defensive rebound fought for, eventually put in a held ball possession arrow belonging to Hoxie. So they'll keep possession after the block shot. Up by 14. We'll see a substitution for the Bulldogs on the dead ball. Avery Briggs will check in for Kyler Johnson. That pass definitely could have been taken by the Bulldogs. Lackadaisical coming out of the inbound, was just rolling around for a second, and a good entry pass down low to Ballman. He gets 2 hands on top of his shot. No foul called. Bulldogs going the other way. Riedel trying to go coast to coast.
He's going to tell on that inbounds play, John Chris kind of giving his team a little bit of a kind of not really a motivational speech, but just trying to tell him that, hey, you got to get this ball if you want to come back in this game. Well, Trevor Kaiser heard his message. He'll shoot one from the elbow and knock it down. 12-point game with 5:30 left. That one right to the Bulldogs, and I think the Bulldogs are trying to mount a comeback as Riedel goes into the lane. Kaiser up, but just can't knock it down, as approaching 5 minutes left in this final quarter. A 12-point lead is definitely where the Indians want to be sitting after this first half of play, as that one swatted away. Briggs will get the ball. He'll go coast to coast, and he is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
A really good job so far by the Bulldogs since that last timeout of keeping it, keeping their offense relaxed and really playing efficient offensively, looking for good shots rather than just trying to work their way back in and get up any shot they can. Working their way back in. Avery Briggs can make it an 11-point game on the second free throw. Couldn't get the first one to go, but right here he got the steal, went coast to coast, was able to use the offhand to put it up in the air, draw the foul. And he's now at the line, looking to add number 6 to his scoring total for the night. And does. Decreases the lead now to 11 for the Indians with 5 minutes to go. Bulldogs playing some full court defense, and Trevor Kaiser going to go ahead and pick up a blocking call there. Got a little bit too close to Brady Jones, and Brady Jones took advantage of it.
As Bulldogs get in, that is 7 fouls, so the Indians at the line shooting free throws is the Indians only with 4 team fouls, and that is something that goes a long ways in a game like this where you can't really foul and send a team trailing by 11 to the line, as The first one is knocked down by Brady Jones, and they're just trying to put as many points as they can on the board right now. I feel like the dagger won't come for maybe another minute or so if they keep at this scoring point, and they come down and score almost every time, and that's something that the Hoxie Indians coach Jake Moss could not ask anything more of. As you see, they turn it over just a couple of times, but right now they have did a really nice job.
Havlis trying to get something going for the Bulldogs here on offense. Great team defense that time by the Indians, not letting anything really inside that three-point line, as well as forcing the turnover on the skip pass there. And we've got 4.5 to go here in this fourth quarter. Hoxie on top by 13. Bulldogs trying to force the issue here, and they do. They force another turnover. Brady Jones upset about the miscommunication. And we're going to see a timeout off that one. It's going to be a full timeout. Jake Moss not even giving the officials time to take his call. So he'll call it full timeout. 13-point lead he holds. We got some whistles. I thought we were going to have some confusion, but no, we do not. 13-point lead for the Indians. We'll be right back after this.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Back here in Quinter, we're coming off of a full timeout by Jake Moss and the Indians, currently up by 13. Had a few possessions in a row, turning the ball over, and Jake Moss wanted to get the squad together, compose them a little bit, and put it in their heads that they can't give the Bulldogs the opportunity to work their way back in this one. If the Bulldogs find their way back into the game because they worked so hard, that's a different story. But Jake Moss really reiterating to his team that they cannot let the Bulldogs back into this one. Down to 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. 13-point lead, as we mentioned. Hoxie coming into Quinter, and so far here in the second half, just really putting the Bulldogs in their place here on their home court. So we've got the starting five minus Polifka on the floor for the Bulldogs right now.
And an update on Polifka, he is no longer laying down on the bench, stretching his leg out. He is sitting up, but most likely will not come back into the game, as something that I feel like everyone would like to see is, I feel like no matter what team you are, you never want to see a player go down with an injury at all. If it's a career-ending injury or just one game worth of an injury, it's not fun.
Yeah, let alone for the Bulldogs at this point, fighting injury all year, whether it be just this basketball season or football season. We saw Jaden Boone get injured during football season. He couldn't play football, currently not playing basketball as well. We saw the same thing. Gus Bridges went down a few weeks ago. He's been out for a while since then as well. He's not playing tonight. Eli Gruenbacher couldn't make it to the game tonight. It's one of those things for the Bulldogs where you just have to shake your head and ultimately accept it at this point, because it's one of those things that they've had to deal with all year long, is injury.
And a three from Kyler Johnson in the corner shrinks it to an 11-point lead, and something the Bulldogs needed, as this one looks a lot closer on paper now. An 11-point lead compared to now a 13-point lead, as high-scoring affair here. Briggs from the corner, just off the mark. Indians quick to rebound it and get it out of the lane, as they studied from the girls, as later in the game they're going to get swiped from them as the longer they take it in the lane. And that's just an easy touch pass and right up to the basket. And the 6'4" junior with another year of playing, somebody that the Bulldogs are really going to have to look out for next year as well, as right up to him, a 17-point lead.
Just like that too, Kale. We were just talking about it being an 11-point game and the Bulldogs having an opportunity to get back into this one. And next thing you know, it's a 17-point game, almost will make it 19 now after the putback for Brady Jones, and the Indians running away with this one. We talked about in the first half, the bucket looked like it was the size of an ocean for the Bulldogs, and right now it looks like it's the size of an ocean for the Indians. They can't miss, Kale.
No, they really cannot, as you can tell. Back on that previous drive for the Bulldogs, you could tell one of the Indians going to take a charge, and it really wasn't a charge. He didn't mean to take it. He just scared the Bulldogs into forcing up a shot that they wouldn't want to take, and that really helped because then they have to shoot it quicker and potentially miss it, which they did, resulting in an Indian bucket. So a very smart play on behalf of the Indians.
Hoxie really came out here in the second half to this point with 2.5 minutes left to go here in the fourth, and it has been all the Indians as it was a really back and forth, really even contest there in the first half. And the second half, Hoxie made their adjustments at halftime, and they have not looked back since. Currently opened up to a 19-point lead, outscoring the Bulldogs by 24 here in the second half. Bulldogs looking to just get a few buckets and build something moving into the end of this game, as 19 points in 2 minutes and 15 seconds isn't quite impossible, but definitely tough to do at this point.
That one tossed out to Johnson in the middle of a couple of people, and Havlis just off the mark in front of the student section corner, and a missed putback layup from Trevor Kaiser, and they're going to swing it down the floor, and they were not going to wait on the Bulldogs, as that is a nice turnaround post move for the Indians, as this one now a 21-point lead.
A 21-point lead for the Indians, and 22 points now for Miles Ballman. He just had that floater down on the other end of the floor for the Indians, and it's going to be the 5th foul right there for Cade Gorley. He finishes his night with 11 points from the floor, 1 3-pointer, and his team up by 21 as he heads to the bench with 1:45 left to go. Fouling out of this one, we see Miles Ballman's going to check out of this game as well. Trevor Kaiser at the elbow. We've seen him knock down that shot, but he wanted to really execute the inbound play. They did, and they draw the foul, so Riedel's going to go to the line and shoot two. A good-looking inbound play there to build some momentum on for the Bulldogs.
And now both teams into the bonus, both with 17 fouls. As just 100 seconds left in this game. Nothing you really can do, as this one moving forward for the Bulldogs. They'll take on Sharon Springs, a team that they just played in the league tournament. That will be a close game, as playing them again, it was a close game for a while, and in my opinion, I feel like Sharon Springs kind of has a little bit of an advantage going forwards, as they played them and lost, so they know what it's like, and it's hard to beat a team twice, let alone beat a team once. As another layup put in by the Indians, and right now, just a couple of regular season games left for both teams. Quinter with only 7 and a couple of makeup games, and Hoxie with 8 regular season games left and also a couple of makeup games. As moving forward, this will be a nice win for the Indians to put them a little bit higher in their sub-state. The Bulldogs are going to have to work a little bit harder to advance themselves in their sub-state, and definitely not a team. It really does not matter about seeding in sub-state. It just really matters about when you get there, how you play. As I'm not saying these games really mean nothing, but they mean something, as playing against a team that maybe you know that you are less likely to win against compared to a team that you could beat with a win. You're probably going to want to take the win to play, say, a team that you know you can beat.
I agree wholeheartedly. Not that these games don't mean anything, but definitely means a lot more when you get down to the nitty-gritty of the season, as Trevor Kaiser makes his 8th point right there as we near the 10-second mark left in this contest. 75-58 the score. And another thing you talked about, Kale, was the rematch against Wallace County that the Bulldogs have on Tuesday. Of their 8 remaining regular season games, they do see 3 rematches in those 8 games, one being Wallace County that you just talked about, Western Plains Healy, another one, and Rollins County they will play again, and their combined record against those 3 teams is 4-0 on the season. Beat Rollins County twice, Wallace County once, and Western Plains once as well. So among those final 8 games, 3 matches that the Bulldogs have already won, as this one will drop their record to 4-7. It will nullify their 2-game win streak. And Hoxie will move to 8-5, still going to stay at second in that Plainville sub-state, now on a 2-game winning streak, moving into their final 7 games of the season as well. We're going to take a very quick breather. We'll be right back in just a moment, give you our final game thoughts and preview next Tuesday as they take on Wallace County. We will be right back. Stick with us, folks.
Gove Community Bible Church, located in Gove, Kansas, is a Jesus-driven community that is proud to support the Quinter Bulldogs. We offer worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to know more about our church, visit our website at www.govecbc.com or download our Faith Life app from the QR code. Be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Good luck, Bulldogs.
Back here in Quinter, giving you our final score of Hoxie 75, Quinter 58. For the Bulldogs tonight, it was a great first half followed by a second half that they would like to soon forget as they were shot out of the gym in the second half, up by 5 at the end of the first half and losing this contest by 17 points. For the Bulldogs, they were led in scoring tonight by Bradley Riedel. He finished with 14 points. Behind him, it was Preston Havlis, who had 11. Kyler Johnson had 9. Trevor Kaiser had 8. Avery Briggs finished with 6. Braden Polifka, who left early in the third quarter, finished with 5. Zane Beckner and Trace Kinderconnect both finished with 2 for Quinter's 58 tonight. And on the other side of the floor, Hoxie had 3 different guys score 15 or more points in tonight's contest. But we'll start with Braden Sheets and Dominic Jones, each with 2 points. Clay Johnson had 4 points. Cade Gorley, our first half player of the game, had 11 points. Brady Jones with 15. Ashton Dowell with 16. And our player of the game for the Hoxie Indians, it was the 6'4" junior Miles Ballman, finished the contest with 22 points. He really did it all tonight. Played solid defense, worked well inside, using his height to his advantage and using the fact that he's a left-handed scorer against this defense of Quinter. Kale, tell us a little bit more about why Ballman was so successful this evening.
I feel like most teams really prevent the right hand, and seeing a left-handed person, you kind of feel like, oh, well, I'll just prevent their left hand. It is a lot harder than you think, as you don't get the same feeling as most things that people feel like it's muscle memory to them. They don't realize that they have to do the exact opposite against a left-handed person, and it's a little bit more difficult facing a left-hander and also somebody that can shoot with both hands. That's really something that you have no idea what you can do to stop it.
Miles Ballman did it all for the Indians tonight, led them to a 75-58 victory here in the Doghouse. Moving forward for the Bulldogs, 4-7, they'll face Wallace County on Tuesday. Hoxie moves to 8-5, 7 regular season matches remaining for them as well. They will play Smith Center on Tuesday as they continue their season. We appreciate you joining us tonight for these basketball contests. We had a good time as always, and for the terrific production crew here at Tiger Media Network, I'm David Pratt alongside Cale Hargett. Again, thanks for listening, and we're signing off.